Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Heyo! We're
Hi.
in.
Oh man, aspartame,
Delicious, sorta.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. There you go. Shout out Diet Coke.
It's like a YouTube video where it's like a makeup review or something.
Impossible to find, turns out. Unless you
Yeah.
buy 100 of them. They're like, you know what? We're going to make people buy a bunch of these at once.
Yeah, it's a way that they can increase sales. They don't want you to have one; you got to have 15.
It has to be a marketing strategy, right?
Yeah. Well, they knew I was coming to town, so they're like, okay, well, he's gonna buy out all the supplies.
Darby's
so.
here. What can
I
we
didn't
do?
used to be a Diet Coke guy, but you see yourself live long enough to become the Diet Coke guy over time.
Live long enough to you just the thing you hated.
Yeah. Well, my grandpa drank it, when I was growing up. He had a whole fridge of Diet Cokes. I was like, I don't want a Diet Coke. This is nasty. And now I'm almost 30, so I'm like, I can't be having sugar. I can't.
Oh, dude, I'm like sugar-free, caffeine-free.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Yeah.
Yeah. No, for real. But, I mean, Coke Zero is fine. I have no beef with Coke Zero, but the aspartame makes my little rat brain light up.
Every sip's just another LED light on.
The serotonin just starts flashing in my brain.
Remember that when they tell you have a fucking Alzheimer's from it.
I'll eventually move to just drinking water only.
Yeah.
In like 5 years.
That's really the move.
Yeah.
I should have done that 5 years ago, but they just make it so fucking delicious.
Well, you're like, what, you're 21 now?
21, yeah. I'm a little bit over 21, double it almost. No, 39.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
pushing
getting there.
40.
That's good. You look good.
Thanks, man.
You look
I
healthy.
feel like shit. But it's because I work 2 jobs at the moment.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. I didn't think it was going to be that crazy. It's been crazy. 4 nights a week, 4 days a week, I'm 16, 17 hours a day.
On your feet?
Just up working. I work construction in the day, then immediately drive to Vino's and work, 5-6 hours.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
You got a work ethic.
It's been tough. I do.
And this.
And 4 bands.
You're 4 bands. You have creative pursuits, and you're still working jobs. Like, I think that's important. Like, keeping your energy going, and not slowing down.
I had a 3-month void where I just couldn't get work. It happens. I run my own company, and sometimes just shit isn't popping off the way you need it to be.
Seasonal or just weird.
Just
times.
a weird time.
Yeah.
And I got super just sitting at home and literally gained 60 pounds from I just sat.
Yep.
I didn't know what to do because I didn't want to go anywhere because my money,
You spend money when you leave the house.
That's exactly right. So
Yeah.
I'm just sitting at home doing nothing, and it lasted for 3 months, and then I got, work and all that stuff, and it all went away. But I still have the weight.
Yeah. Well, mass moves mass. You're getting stronger because you're heavier now.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what they say at the gym. Mass moves mass. That's why you got to bulk if you want to get stronger.
That's why I can kick a hole through a cinder block.
Yeah, you're
Because I'm walking around this fucking huge body.
But you're right though. When you sit at home, you just that stasis.
Man.
Like
It was
I have a
just
work
from
from
fear,
home
though.
job, so
I don't want to be not working.
Yeah.
But it was literal, and I can't work on my house because that costs money too.
Yep.
I could patch up a few things, which I did, but that took like 3 days.
Right.
And I thought, first week, okay, no big deal. Second week, Jesus Christ. But after like the 3rd month, I was losing my mind. Ended up having to go to Texas with my brother and build a water tower. Shit is crazy, by the way.
God.
If you've never built a water tower, kids, that's a wild ass job.
Just YouTube it. There's a video on how to. You can find a video how
There is.
how to build a water tower in your backyard.
There's only like 5 companies in the whole United States that do it.
Yeah.
And they're all regional.
Did you get to swim in it?
Huh? No. You don't even get to get
I
near
always,
the fucking thing.
whenever I drove
It's all
past
machinery.
the water tower that's on the interstate over there as a kid, every time I'd envision just like,
Being in there.
I'm going to swim in it.
Yeah, if you do that, they
But
have
that's
to
illegal.
empty it.
And they'll probably execute you.
Well, it's not going to be good for you. And I
No.
think they fine you what it costs.
They cinder block you to the bottom of the water tower.
Like a mafia
Yeah.
boss, yeah.
But you're right, though. Like, staying at home is weird, and you'll get in the groove of just not leaving your house. Like, I do a work-from-home job, so I have to, remind myself after I'm done sitting at the computer for 8-9 hours a day to be
go outside.
now you have to go. Even if you're, tired, you just kind of burnt out, don't just stay in your house. Like, get out of your house, do stuff, go see things, go to
that's
shows.
a weird one because you're tired from the screen fatigue.
Yeah,
that's
but
real.
it's like your body's not tired, but your mind and your
Yes.
eyes are tired, and you're like, I don't want to do anything. But you have to, or else you're gonna get old if you don't keep going. You gotta move, you know.
At least you're in a city where if you just go outside,
I
there's
can walk
kind
in
of
my
just
neighborhood.
infinite shit to do.
Yeah. I can take a walk around my neighborhood and go do things there, and
Right.
not have to drive all the way across town. But there's a lot of stuff to do.
I don't know that I would drive in that town. I drove through it last year and fucking kill me.
Yeah, at any given moment, someone else is trying to put their car inside of your car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But I mean,
not by choice.
I've had to become. I wouldn't say I'm like an aggressive driver, but you have to acclimate to
Yes.
being an LA driver where
It's all defensive.
it's all defensive, but also like the defense is a good offense. Also, like you're like, oh shit, I gotta go fast as fuck to get away from these crazy
and watch
people.
out for these crazy fuckers.
Yeah, and some like a person that's like singing show tunes in the middle of the road in a blanket, like
shitting, just
crazy
randomly.
people everywhere. Like they'll just like try to get hit by cars sometime. Like whoop, like Mario Kart, you gotta swerve around them.
Good Lord.
It's kind of crazy.
Today's
living
the
there.
day. Leap.
And then what's gonna happen then? Like no one's gonna fix my car. They don't have insurance.
No, well, you're going to fix your car, or it's just going to sit there. I can't imagine what fixing something, living in that town seems daunting, but...
If you want to breathe, it's $20.
That's right. They have Loraxed that whole place.
It's crazy. I mean, I really love living there, and I always envisioned kind of living there my
Yeah.
whole life. You know, growing up, loving skateboarding and loving music and punk rock. Like all that was
It's like all the culture that drifted out here.
yeah, the
West
culture
Coast.
that we all like and think
Yeah.
is cool, hardcore, punk, like metal,
New York and
skateboarding.
California.
Yeah, and I always wanted to live there, and I love living there. But it's a whole new, unique set of problems that you need to like, get acclimated to.
Did you move out there just to move out there, or was it a company thing?
Yeah, well, so my team is based in Los Angeles, the team that I work for, but I am remote, so I didn't actually have to move there. But after the pandemic, me and my boyfriend were both remote workers, and we had been in Austin for almost 3 years, and we just were ready for a change. And I have friends out there, and we don't ever want to leave. It's been great, but yeah, it's unique.
Yeah.
Unique. It's very different from here.
Culture shock.
Yeah,
Wait,
for sure.
You mean you can't just get somewhere in 30 minutes? Mm-mm. It's 2 hours. Mm-hmm.
If something is 4 miles away or 5 miles away,
That's 80 minutes.
That could be that long of a drive. Especially, rush hour lasts 2.5, 3 hours long in the middle of the day.
You think why? But there's I think it's 10 million in LA. 10 million people. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
And everyone has a car.
Yeah.
Everyone has a car, and everyone's trying to go from one side of the town to the other side.
I think we're at 3.5. So just, triple it and shrink it down to Little Rock and put all those people in there. And we already have bad enough traffic with just a couple 100,000.
Yeah. But luckily, the best part about I live in West Hollywood, and I most of the time don't have to use my car during the day. Like I can walk to Trader Joe's or walk to Whole Foods or CVS or like any of my daily errands. But, all my friends live in different pockets of the city, so you're always going around somewhere.
And it's not like it's close by-ish. Because
technically not far away, but time-wise, very far away.
It's like living out in the country. It's like, it says you're only 20 minutes. It's like,
I took the train for the first time.
But it's an hour. Oh, really?
Yeah, to Sound and Fury. I took the train for the first time because it was one of the stops is Expo Park, and that's where they did Sound and Fury. And that was pretty easy. I'm going to try to like use the trains more. It's not like New York City where there's like lines that stop in every single place, but
kind of got to be choosy.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you want to get downtown and you don't want to take a car, you could take the train.
Nice.
It's cool, but I'm trying to get more acclimated to being a big city boy and using public transportation.
Yeah. But don't want to take the bus. I feel like that's probably a no-go there.
It just depends on what part of town you're in. Sometimes the bus is like great, and other times it's like battle
just
royale.
Based on Instagram videos I've seen. Yeah, battle royale.
It's a battle royale inside of the bus sometimes.
You just walk in, start pointing. Who is it? Which one of you?
It's like Escape from New York or like Escape from LA, like craziness.
Are you still playing music out there? Have you started a?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm doing a lot of my own music.
Like everyone, we all are now.
Yeah. Well, I just took the last, 2.5 years just to try to write as many songs as I can, like produce as many songs as I can, purely for practice. Because, I realized that, if you're only in bands, you develop that motion of writing with someone else. And then when it comes to not having anyone to bounce the ideas off of, or also producing everything by yourself, trusting yourself, doing your own vocals, takes a lot of practice. But I finally got to the point where I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I'm putting some stuff out now and working on a hardcore band out there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we got a couple songs done so far. It kind of is going to sound like Cold World mixed with like No Warning, a little bit of that like alt rock singing mixed with like the hardcore breakdowns and stuff.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. I want to play more hardcore stuff out there.
I'm sure it's thriving like it is everywhere. It's the top genre at the moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like they have a lot of big shows to go see, a lot of big hardcore shows.
I can't
but
even imagine.
I'm trying to figure out like where are the little shows, like where are like the little bands and like who are booking the small shows and stuff like that. Because I don't even know. I don't know. I mean, I think it must exist.
So much, and what has to, right? It has to exist. Yeah. Surely it exists somewhere.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in that place.
But there's a lot of great venues that are doing a lot of good shows out there. I saw
maybe you just get lucky.
Take Offense recently with oh my God, what's the Dungeons and Dragons hardcore band? Mind Force. Mind Force, that's what it was. They were so good. Mind Force was so good. And Incendiary, I saw them, and then I went to Sound and Fury as well, and that was really cool.
Yeah. Did Stan and them play that? Did Terminal Nation play that, Sound and Fury?
No, but Cruelty did, and Terminal Nation did a split with them.
They sure did.
Cruelty's blowing up. They're sick. They're from Japan. People went insane for them.
Dude. It's cool. It's cool that you're liking it though. I found it to be daunting when we were driving through there, and I was like, there's no fucking way I could live here. I'm so used to just a little bit mellow, kind of city, not really. I'm like right in between the two.
Yeah.
Like I want to live on top of a mountain, but then I like to just get groceries instead of hunting every day. I'm like right in the middle there.
I need to retire on a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, just out there drinking a cup of coffee on the mountain.
Just a lake maybe.
Yeah. But I'll weather the city for 20, 30 more years.
Build up that nest egg.
The nest egg, and then go build a big old cabin out in Arkansas and retire.
So what brought you back here? Was it for the band?
Yeah. I wanted to come out early, so give us some time to practice. I was worried that I wasn't gonna.
Years.
Yeah, no, it's been 4 years. So
that's a lot.
I was worried that I wasn't gonna remember the songs.
Comes flooding right back.
Yeah. Evan had pulled up this whole spreadsheet of all the shows that we'd played the other day, and we've played well over 225, 250 shows.
That's crazy.
It all came back pretty easy. I was practicing on my own, so we actually have a practice today, and I'm excited to kind of get it going.
We did that with Lame Johnny, and I was terrified because we said yes to a show we hadn't played in 3 years. Justin got in that car crash and just never did anything, and I was like, this is going to be fucking... Dude, 2 practices.
Yeah, it all comes back.
And it was just like, oh, this is the set we played 3 years ago. It's exactly the same. The only difference was like screaming a lot, so my vocal cords had a hard time readjusting to that.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got the shows on Friday and Saturday, and then we're going to try to practice most of the day. I can't wait, because I haven't played a show since 2019.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, the last time that I came back from Austin for Not Another Fest is what it was. And we never meant for it to be this long. Like, it wasn't, we never broke
Life
up.
happens.
Yeah, I moved to Austin, and we had played one show since then, but then after that, that's when the pandemic happened.
I mean, that stopped most
That stopped
things.
everything.
Yeah.
Right after the pandemic, lifted up and you could do stuff again, that's right when I moved to LA.
Oh, shit.
So then I wasn't in driving distance anymore.
Right,
And I think it took, a year or so of us kind of testing the waters in the group chat, being like, are we going to do something? Are we going to book something? And then finally Evan was like, okay, I've got an idea. And then he kind of put the whole two-part reunion type thing in motion, together.
Which is sick. And the lineups for both nights are ridiculous.
And I can't wait because I haven't seen hardly any of these bands.
There's probably no... have you seen any of them?
I've seen Pet play.
Okay.
I saw them at the show that I Was Afraid played in 2019, but I haven't seen Zashed. I haven't seen Second Life. I haven't seen The Chores. I haven't seen Stressor.
It's all gonna blow your mind.
I can't wait.
It's really so cool that you get to experience it for the first time. That's rad.
All in kind of like one community event type thing. I'm really excited about seeing Stressor.
Me
the music that Ty is writing on Stressor is so good. So good.
Video or like an Instagram, whatever. Saw a video, and I was like, oh, okay. Because I had him on and he was talking about it, and they hadn't played a show yet. But now that they're playing shows, I'm excited. I'm excited, dude.
Yeah, and it's him singing too, and
yes.
the style of, and it's sort of like Quicksand or some of those other bands that are in that like heavy alt sort of alt grunge vibe, and his voice is so good for that.
I agree.
And it's just a 3-piece. Isn't that nice, having 3 people in a band?
I'm in 2 3-pieces.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to not be in a 3-piece. It's there's only 2 attitudes to deal with. Mine being the most brash, so I'm the dickhead. So
you get
most
everything
times.
you want.
Well, so in the band with my wife, I don't do anything except facilitate, because my wife and her friend and our friend Ian is the strangest people in the world.
Yeah.
You meet them, you're just like, well, I don't know what the fuck's happening here. So I just facilitate their ideas, and it's way easier.
Yeah.
Because they go, we want to do this, and I go, I'll try. And it works.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
And then Lame Johnny, we all just kind of agree. We're just like, it's just punk rock.
Yeah.
We don't care. We play first.
Lower stakes.
Yep. Much lower.
And just have fun with it.
Yep.
Yeah, with I Was Afraid, you have me and Evan. And most of the time we agree on things, but sometimes we don't.
The meeting of personalities.
Yeah. Well, I always tell people, me and him used to live together. We lived together for 3 or 4 years, but when I moved away, I was like the other side of the other short guy, like the good versus evil. And then Evan became so powerful when I was gone in my absence. I'm just kidding, Evan. I know you're
Angel
watching
and
this.
devil.
Yeah, we were the angel and the devil on the shoulder of Little Rock.
That's a fucking t-shirt, dude.
Yeah.
That's merch.
That would be so funny. Yeah, we'll do more I Was Afraid shirts, and we'll do one where it's like me as a little angel and Evan as a little devil. But yeah, we've always had a pretty easy time because we kind of have an idea about what we want to do, and it's very similar.
Yeah, absolutely. I have that I think all my bands really, because we always go, this is the style. Let's play to that.
Yeah.
And then like in Shinfo, it's just a fuck around band. So literally anything goes, doesn't matter. My Instawar's the most structured. Yeah. Because it has to fit in that box.
And it has a long-standing history of kind of what it is.
Yeah, and you kind of have to keep some things in line. You can't just go too off the Richter scale with that one.
Yeah.
It's not like we can do an acoustic set, but we can't just make an acoustic song and put it in a record like that. There's no way. You're like, no.
Do it. Do the acoustic song. I know you want to.
We did for Lame Johnny.
Yeah.
We used to rock it quite a bit, and then when we lost all the other people and went to a 3-piece, we had all pissed off and that's
more angry.
Yeah.
More punk.
All the lyrics got more angry. We dropped like the whole thing was like this thematic thing. We had this big idea. We had like 6 people. I had a guy playing horns. It was crazy.
Like, no doubt.
It was like a more traditional rock and roll sound when we first started. It's something more along the lines of like a Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
And now it's just middle finger soup. Fuck you, fuck that, fuck this.
Middle finger soup. I'll take a bowl.
I'll take a bowl, yeah. Makes you more hardcore, dude. You're about to start a hardcore band. You got to get fucking some middle fingers going, buddy.
Yeah. You know me. I'm an angry guy.
Oh, middle finger.
The other day, because you can go on your Google profile and download all of your data for if you're like on your YouTube, you can go see all the comments you've ever left. And I went through all my comments that I was leaving when I was like a 10th grader. And I was like, holy fuck, why was I so angry? I'm just mad at everyone. Like, this fucking sucks. Everything. I'm like, Jesus Christ, kid, get a hobby.
Yeah.
I was like just deleting a bunch of comments. I was just, nothing that was like too outrageous, but just being negative.
Just negative. Well, that's YouTube.
Yeah.
That's a cultural problem. It's still that way on there.
I think that's a teenager problem. Teenagers
love YouTube, so they're just on there being
mean.
Angsty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up. I want to give you a wedgie.
Why are you chewing gum? Idiot.
Literally, though.
Yo, no. Straight up, literally, though. On our fucking YouTube, dude.
People are leaving mean comments on your YouTube?
Oh, for sure, yeah. It was an accident, too. Like, they don't even know the story, but they want to just complain about what the situation. at that moment.
Oh,
It was a
okay.
guest, and we had already packed up. They had to go to the hospital. We were like, oh, this is done. So we're just packing up. We're walking away. The guest comes walking out the door. We're like, fuck. And we raced to set everything back up. We were like, oh, we just got here too. Set everything back up and fucking do it. But I had gum in my mouth because I thought we're leaving.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul.
The people on YouTube were mad about the gum.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they lost their fucking mind
They were
about the
livid.
gum.
It's just ASMR, kids. Get over it. You're just chewing into the microphone.
Well, I think that was probably more the problem. I'm very unaware.
Yeah.
Kurt was telling me earlier, he's like, you touch your face a lot? I was like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I just don't even know I'm doing it.
I was
It's just
touching
a
my
nervous
face like
tick.
5 seconds ago.
Exactly. Well,
But I wash my hands at least.
no.
I swear, I want to do a PSA on this podcast. If you're watching this right now, first of all, go wash your hands right now.
You're nasty.
You're nasty. Everyone gets sick. Everyone gets sick because they touch things like a doorknob in public, and then you touch your face. No wonder you have strep throat every 3 months. Wash your hands, people. That's one of the important things I wanted to say when I got on here. If you give me a platform, I'm like, wash your hands. For the love of God.
You start your own podcast, like What's Important with Darby.
Brush your teeth. Wash your hands.
Why are you not doing stuff?
Don't shampoo your hair more than 3 times a week.
Or just ever. I haven't shampooed my hair in 15 years.
Well, it looks nice and
years.
shiny.
Yeah.
It's a nice, beautiful mane.
Whoosh, I need to get it cut. It's getting fucking haggard, but I have literally not have a moment to myself in the past 3 months, so
Yeah.
I'm just going.
All steam ahead.
Dude, it's been wild. I'm enjoying it though, but I wake up way tired. I wake up drooling now. That's a new phenomenon. I've never slept that hard.
I always drool when I
Really?
sleep. Yeah, that's something I've always done.
It's new to me. I'll be like off the side of my pillow. I wake up, I'm like, ugh.
Little Rock
Jesus.
is as go, go, go as Los Angeles is. The second I landed here, Ty picked me up from the airport. They immediately took me to a grindcore show at Vino's. And then
That's right. I saw you. Yeah, yeah.
And then right after that, we're like, oh, we're going to emo night. And I told myself I would never in my life go to an emo night. And there I was, hostage at emo
Singing
night.
along, enjoying yourself.
But they didn't play a song I didn't like.
That's what pisses me off the most. It's
It was
like,
bizarre though. There's
Yeah.
like all these little kids up on stage. They're like singing the songs. If they're having fun at least, whatever it
Killing
takes.
it.
Yeah. And then after that, I got my Waffle House
It's
because
just-
I needed my Waffle House. Ugh.
they don't have Waffle Houses?
No.
Oh my god.
I think if you theoretically wanted to go to Waffle House, you'd have to drive to like Phoenix, Arizona.
Holy shit.
And I'm
Which, that's
talking
like
to
a
the camera for
5-hour
this
drive.
one too. Which camera? This
One
camera?
doesn't-
Waffle House is so great. They cook the food fresh for you right then and there. It's cheap. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the great equalizer. Everyone was the same in Waffle
Southern
House.
hibachi, baby.
Southern hibachi. It's
I love
beautiful.
it. It's the best thing in the world.
I love it.
Every time I go, I'm like, I don't know why I don't think of this more often. It's 24 hours. Even if it's packed,
They'll
maybe
get
you
to
wait
you.
30 minutes.
They'll get
maybe.
to you.
They're
Yeah.
so fast and so efficient.
All-Star Special will get you right.
Dude, are you kidding me? I wrap it all up in the waffle like a fat fuck.
Really?
I make a burger out of the waffle
That's cool.
and just the whole
I've never
shit.
actually seen anyone do that
So
before,
good.
but can
Yo.
you take a video and put that on YouTube or
Sure.
something next time?
Also, pro tip, they make a chicken sandwich that rivals anywhere else's chicken sandwich.
Yeah, it's on the secret menu.
It is.
Yeah.
But I take the buns off and get a waffle, and I tear 2 of the little waffle bits off and eat that.
I mean, it's no
'Cause I'm
different than
disgusting.
It's no different than a McGriddle.
It's
It's like the same concept.
it's the same concept.
pancake or a waffle
Uh-huh.
with all the stuff in between. I'm here for it. I'm here for
It's
it.
so good. It's so good.
Oh man.
Everyone listening, just hit pause. Go. They're on their way to find a.
Go to your maps, type in Waffle House, and sprint.
How far away is Phoenix from you? Probably 5 hours.
I think that sounds about
Yeah.
right. If as long as you can get out of the city pretty
Relatively
quick,
quick.
then
Gotta
you
leave
can
at,
get
like,
over
2
there.
a.m..
Drive through the desert. Mm-hmm. I like the desert.
It's
Cool.
beautiful.
So beautiful.
Joshua Tree.
Yeah, you've been to Joshua Tree?
Drove right through the whole fucking thing.
It's amazing.
amazing.
It's so cool out there.
I was like, why does this shit look familiar? Because you see it a billion times.
It's on the YouTube
I've
album
seen
cover.
I saw so fucking many places on that drive where you're like, oh, they filmed this right here. Clearly, that's where it is.
So many music videos.
So many music videos, so much thing. And I'm driving through and I'm seeing these weird looking trees and I'm like, we're somewhere. I know we're somewhere. And I can't think of it.
What is this?
And then it dawned on me, I was like, this is Joshua Tree. This is Joshua Tree. And I look it up and I'm like, sure enough. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. This is sick.
Yeah. No, Joshua Tree's awesome. Living in California, there's
you go camping out there? Have you done it yet?
I have not gone yet, but I am going camping in September.
Nice.
When the weather gets real nice.
What's it been like there? Because here it's been a fucking nightmare.
Not too bad. You know, it depends on if you're in the valley, it gets real hot in there, but I'm about 30 minutes from the beach, so we get that breeze that comes in. High of 86, 87.
Oh, that's fucking
with a nice breeze. No humidity. Yeah, I was not prepared to come back and face the humidity.
And like one of the worst summers we've had in 5 years too.
Yeah.
It's 120 feels like yesterday. Did you know that?
All week.
Yesterday was
the humidity hit me like a freight train when I came out of the airport. The windows were sweating at the airport.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but there it's a dry heat, if there even is heat, and it gets down to like mid 60s at night, nice breeze. That's the one thing where I feel spoiled is the weather.
Ugh.
I tweeted yesterday that there is nothing hotter than Arkansas, and I would put that on everything.
It's the humidity, man.
It's the humidity.
Like 100, whatever. 100's not bad, but when you add 70% water to it, it just becomes almost unbearable.
I understand now why I had acne while I was living here. You start sweating immediately. You go outside your house.
You're just a moist human. You're like a damp towel everywhere you go.
Literally.
And everyone is, so you don't even really notice that everyone's sweating collectively. You're just kind of looking at each other like, yeah, you're just in fucking misery. You're like, everyone's tired. You're like, I don't know why we're all so tired.
The collective grief that we're all experiencing.
But you can take that power, because it's a power, it's a superpower, and go anywhere in the world and be like, you're being a bit of a bitch. It's only 97.
Yeah. People love that when you're like, oh, you think that's hot? I'm from here.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, okay.
I think the only thing that would rival it has to be desert, in the middle of the desert, like 120 actual degrees.
Yeah. That's weird. I've done that before where we got out of the van because it was 120 something degrees and I just had to experience it. I said, we're going to stop and just stand outside for a second.
You got to know what it's like.
And it's weird because the humidity doesn't hit you because there is none. Right. But then you just feel like you're like in a microwave or something. Like your skin starts like sizzling and vibrating.
Where'd you do that? Death Valley? Were you in Death Valley?
It was on our last West Coast tour. I think it was in between Phoenix and Los Angeles, or New Mexico, or somewhere in there.
It's
like
all desert.
It's all desert.
It all looks the same. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Minus like some of the bigger mountain, like flat top mountain. What are those things? I don't even know. Just those. They look like tree stumps, but they're mountains.
The big like
plateaus, I guess. Yeah. They're just strange looking. They're just out there in the middle of 100 miles of shit, and there's just this big giant flat rock out there.
That's where they go film movies where they're like on Mars or in space.
Yep.
They just go do it in the desert.
I mean, it looks like space out there.
Yeah,
it's just craters and shit. It's probably what it's from.
Speaking of space, I was afraid.
Oh, there we go. That's what we're here to talk about.
We can talk about whatever. Yeah, I was afraid.
Astronaut on the flyer.
Most of our songs are about space stuff. Yeah, I like the flyer. Our buddy from Memphis did it for us. Pretty cool. I like how we have the 2 colors for the 2 days.
2 colors, 2 days. Crazy sets of bands. Which the show's already happened at this point, right?
No.
By the time this comes out. It was phenomenal. My lord.
Yeah, we did great.
Y'all did amazing.
We didn't mess up anything. We didn't hit any wrong notes.
I told you Zash was fucking badass, man.
Yeah, they windmilled, kicked me in the head. Everyone in that band.
Everyone. They're like, get him.
I have 5 concussions. I'm happy about all of the new young heavy bands.
Wait till you see it. Yeah. It's mystical feeling. It's like you walk in a venue you've been playing with, you've been going there 20 years, myself anyway, and it's just most faces are just brand new.
It's great. I mean, that's what you hope for in a music scene.
Yeah.
When I think that you were kind of in the group of people that were right before I was coming in with my group of people. But back then it wasn't like that as much, where it was like only a handful of people were really engaged in that local heavy music scene. But now it's like more and more people are coming. Hardcore is having a big moment in time, and
Yep.
heavy music's having, more of a mainstream type thing. So I'm really happy about it, and I'm happy that it's translating to good shows and touring bands being taken care of.
Last night, the 2 touring bands from stage were like, "This place is special. Y'all don't even realize how bad most places are."
Was it Squint and
Squint
Sign
and
Language?
Sign Language. They
Sunday
loved
Drive
it.
Records. Shout out to Sunday Drive, our
Shout
record
out-
label.
That's right. Yep. Shout
Yeah.
out to them. Still follow them to this day.
Yeah, those bands are great. And
They are great.
I wish that I was able to go last night.
I was surprised you weren't, actually.
So the second I got here, my grandmother passed away.
Fuck.
Yeah, but
I'm so sorry, man.
it's okay. She
That's
lived a
tough.
very long, happy life.
Okay, good.
and I'm happy that I'm not in California. I'm actually here.
Oh, right.
So I spent yesterday with my family, spending time with them, and then I helped
Right.
them today to go start working on our house for the estate sale and stuff. But
right.
if there ever was a timing in which that was going to take place, like I'm happy that I'm able to be here and support my family and be
Yeah.
with them during that. But I just unfortunately had to miss because of that. But
That-
I'll see them some other time. I'm
Sure, yeah. Well, your label mates, you'll be.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll play with them at some point. We'll play more shows.
I hope so.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna
want
try to like start maybe doing some. Well, we'll go to like Oklahoma and play 3 nights, and then do that. What
I want them to
everyone's
come
doing.
to Los Angeles
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Well,
They-
Evan's
they're
like-
really good.
if you pay for our flights.
Oh,
Like
$2,000 a ticket.
that's the tough thing about flying out of Arkansas is that it
Goes nowhere?
It has to be a connecting flight.
Uh-huh.
There's no direct flights out beyond like major
Which is
southern.
so fucking stupid. Like, we have all the land you could ever imagine.
I know.
Just bulldoze that old piece of shit and build a new one. Like, our airport is trash anyway.
Yeah, it used to fly internationally, and they downgraded.
They downgraded it.
I don't know
The
why.
planes got bigger, I think, is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
The weight of the airplane on the tarmac. At least I remember that's how they explained it.
It was
the
too
plane's
much.
way too much now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that you could get easy direct flights to LA or to
Can't do it. I mean, you can barely get a direct flight to Dallas.
Yeah.
And most times it's like a little puddle jumper.
Yeah.
It's like 2 props. You're in there with 9 people. You're like, we're all going to die.
That's how it was on this flight when I came in. I connected in Denver and then got on one where you basically have to walk onto the tarmac.
Dude, those are the worst.
It's like, is really no one's going here? All right.
No, it's 18 people show up. It's no one's. Yeah,
And
no one's
still
coming here.
6 of them were babies that were crying somehow. And the noise cancellation headphones somehow cannot handle that frequency. They can't cancel
It's too
that.
high. Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
high of a pitch for sure.
It cuts through the music I'm listening to and the noise cancellation. Goodness. But yeah, I'd like to get them out there to play. That would be fun.
That'd
But
be sick.
definitely want to do some more shows. I mean, Evan owns a van now,
True.
so
A lot of people owning vans.
we're like adults now.
It's weird. It's weird we all grew up and have stuff
We
that
have
we always dreamed we
jobs.
wanted. But what's weirder is we can't utilize those things like we could have when we were younger.
Yeah, that's the thing is when you are young and in, talking to people who might listen to this and who are 18 to 23 and are wanting to be in bands, like just go for it. Go hard, tire yourself out,
Yep.
like spend those nights on the floor because once you're 29 or 30 years old, you're not going to want to do that anymore.
It hurts. As much as I want those things all the time, I have to be realistic and go, there's no fucking way I could sleep
I can't. I wouldn't
just,
do it.
on the rocks every night.
I need
I would.
a very,
but it
very
would hurt.
particular set of sleeping conditions. And I can't sleep in cars or on planes.
Oh, you're so fucked.
So, I mean, even back then, I never once, I don't think I've ever slept in the van on a tour in my entire life.
Are you serious?
And I'm still tired.
Oh,
I don't know. I have to stay vigilant because the second I close my eyes, I'm like, yeah, we're about to die, right? I think that's the anxiety talking.
that's anxiety.
They got medication for that now?
It's called
Sponsored by
it's called
Pfizer.
alcohol. You just drink till you pass out and go, you got it? Okay, buddy. See you
Yeah.
later. Glug, glug, glug.
It used to be weed, but then you smoke enough of it and then it's not
I
fun
can't do
anymore.
weed anymore. Yeah. I gave
I
it
stopped
up.
recently.
Did you?
And
Me
it was
too.
so hard. It was so difficult, but now I feel a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it for coping with the pandemic, and then it's obviously legal in California. You can just walk to the corner store and buy it. And so I was smoking for 4 years straight, and then I realized, like, man, feels like I'm trying to suck air through a straw. Like I don't feel like my cardio is healthy. So I made it a point to cut it cold turkey, and I've been off it for about a week and a half.
Oh, so very recent.
Very recent, but I feel better. I think it was a good thing. Because if you do it so much that it just makes you feel nasty, then there's no point doing it.
I was smoking, and then I switched to edibles, which I liked for a long time. Great calm down. Yeah. Great good sleep.
The problem with edibles is it lasts a lot longer. It
lasts too fucking long.
It's
I started waking up.
Like, cut out your day.
Yeah. So I would do it at night.
Yeah.
When I go to sleep.
Yeah.
But I would wake up and be like, I'm kind of shittier than I was.
Your eyes are like all groggy. You can't wake up.
And you had, cotton mouth all night. You didn't take any water in. So and I just gave it up. I just like, fuck it. And then
it's better that way not to feel dependent upon any type of thing outside of yourself.
Yeah. Which, also kind of sucks. I have a hard time getting to sleep. Once I get to sleep, I'm okay. But getting there is just...
Just thoughts.
It's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just keep spiraling on different things, not necessarily in a bad way, but just random things.
I've recently learned how to MIDI map drums in my DAW.
In your mind.
Well, and then it took me 5 fucking hours just to learn that. I saw shit I've never seen. I've been using Logic the whole time basically.
Yeah.
And I saw things in that software I've never seen. The guy was like, push this button and do this, and it pops up, and I'm like, there it is. Where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
He's like, pull out this little sliding thing, and there's a little cable going to be attached to it. And you're like, what in the fuck?
That's the thing about learning your DAW is that, I've been working on Studio One for the past 7+ years, and I'm still every day learning new things about it and like making macros and shortcuts and doing all that stuff. So it's infinite, nearly. It's
infinite, and most DAWs are all caught up to each other where they're all kind of the same. You just pick the flavor you like. I like mine because it's just built into the Mac. It's just,
there.
It's just there. Boom.
It's
you
like,
just do it.
It's based off of GarageBand's skeleton.
It's just on steroids because it does all the stuff. Infinite shit apparently.
Yeah.
And I'm in there doing that, and I'm like, how does this software even work? This is so crazy. The people that build this are geniuses.
Yeah.
Even the free ones like Reaper and shit. It's all like crowd based. Where people just kind of add things. Open source. There you go. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? And it works great. It's awesome. I know a lot of people that use Reaper.
I wish we had that when I was in high school. I think the best we had a free thing was Audacity, and it didn't do anything.
Cakewalk, if you bought the mixer, when I was, but it was mixer based. You had to buy that for the damn software to work. Dude.
That's why people are able to put out so much stuff now, is that the technology is so accessible.
Logic works on iPads now.
Yeah, you can do full albums on your phone.
Yeah.
And it sounds great.
Instrumentation, I can turn on GarageBand and there's a guitar there. I can just play a note.
Yep.
There it is. Record.
Yeah, the democratization of creation is great.
Yeah, except for AI is creeping up, and
AI is not going to do shit for anything.
Dude. They already can just infinite do everything. I
work with this in my day-to-day job.
What, AI? For music?
No, just AI in general. I work in tech, so it's the biggest buzz thing for everyone. But
good, set my mind at ease, because I'm like, it's taking everything.
I will set your mind at ease that I don't think that we'll ever see true generative artificial intelligence within our lifetime.
Oh, like awake?
So all you're seeing from ChatGPT or these other sites is
pilfering.
It's just Google.
Yeah.
It literally just takes what's on the internet and will spit out an answer. And I like the fact that there's, intelligent queries for things like that now, but it'll never, create art that has never been created before. It'll never do things that aren't already loaded inside of it from, works that other people have done. It's basically like the plagiarism tool is what artificial intelligence is.
Oh, that's not good too then, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be allowable because the tech companies own fucking everything.
Yeah. No.
So there's going to be no restriction to that. Oh, well, it's like the Drake song thing that,
Oh, for the voice AI
once it's
stuff.
Once it's out, it's out. It's there forever. There's no putting that back in the box.
Yeah. But I think that ultimately AI is not as powerful as people are worried that it is. which I think hopefully would make people feel a little bit better. But the capabilities are not as extensive as people think it might be. It's not going to be like the Terminator, Skynet type shit.
I mean,
We can work on that, though, if we want to. We can work on making Skynet.
let's not do that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I mean, whatever,
But we
blow up
can
the
make a
world.
lot of
The sun's
money.
going to blow up the world eventually, but it's not right now.
That's true.
Like they're like 3 billion years from now. Fine, okay, good. Maybe we'll be star
I'm only
cruisers
going to live
by
1
then.
billion
That's
years,
right.
so I don't care.
I'm only going to be stardust for a while,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. It's already too convenient. I can go on there and be like, doo-doo-doo-doo, image, pop. Oh, what was in my brain's right there in front of me. I didn't have to hire anybody.
There
I
are
think
a
it's
few
going to ruin
industries
some
like
real
that.
industries.
Yeah, I think for junior designers, it's going to be tough for that industry because you can do like thumbnails of graphic designs very
Yeah.
quickly, and a lot of the junior designers, they cut their teeth doing just
The
that
grunt
like
work.
the grunt work
Yeah.
that maybe theoretically can be taken by that.
I kind of had that thought the other day. The only thing that's going to be left after a while is going to be the pros. So you have to become a pro first.
Yeah. Well, a
for
lot of
free.
industries are aware of that, though, and they realize, like, hey, if we start using this, then we're going to run out of people that we're bringing up from the bottom up and training over time that are becoming the professionals. So I think that there's going to be regulations, maybe not regulations, but industry standards put in
self-regulations.
place of, like, hey, if we use this and we're not going to be growing our own talent, and then it's not going to be able to do the bigger things.
Do you think they give a fuck? Most? Because the big ones, like,
Well-
look at the acting shit right now. The strike they're on, the AI is the big contingency part.
Yeah.
I wonder, because Disney doesn't give a fuck. They already said it.
Yeah.
They got caught saying it. They
Yeah.
don't actually care about any of those people.
Well, all corporations essentially just think of
It's just
people
the
as a
bottom line.
resource.
Yeah, it's just a resource.
Yeah, but creative professionals and creative fields have a little bit more of a mindset about that. But the people at the top of those studios, they're just corporate people. They're
Well,
just suits.
In perfect world, it would be like, okay, fine, you're allowed to feel that way, but to watch it crumble would be delicious. To watch Disney just fall down would be
love that.
awesome.
I drive by because I live in
Because
Hollywood and I drive by
let-
the strikes all the time.
Let a company like, exactly. See, yeah. Let a company that is like yours come up because theirs comes down, like the shift of it all.
Yeah.
Maybe level the playing field a little bit.
Could definitely happen because even now,
That's a nice way
when
to
you
look
see
at it.
people write things through ChatGPT, you can immediately tell, like, this is clearly written by AI.
My
This is-
fucking child.
This is
brother,
not
yeah.
how a human being fucking talks. And so
I've
people
thought that
who write their
myself.
emails through ChatGPT end up looking like dumbasses because, like, you wrote me through an AI. You couldn't have written your own words. Like, I don't know. It's a weird thing, but I don't think that it's gonna Skynet us anytime soon.
Yeah, we'll do that to ourselves. Well, we got that handled.
Yeah, we have
yeah,
nukes.
Yeah,
We got
Look,
bombs.
guys, we're fine. We'll blow ourselves up. That's no big deal. Dude, yeah, what's that like going by all the strikes and stuff?
I always give them the dun, 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 honks,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
They're always out there.
Who's the most famous person you've seen out on the picket line?
On the picket line, I drove by and saw Will Arnett.
Fuck yeah.
He was in a hat, but
Sure.
you can't mistake his face.
Got a very unique face.
Do you want to hear the 3 celebrity sightings that I've had?
It was
so
already
far?
I was already gonna
Okay,
ask it.
So
It's one of my favorite things.
I'll start with like in order of ascending. I saw Thundercat at the Trader Joe's, famous bass player, and
Trader Joe's.
at Trader Joe's, he was coming out.
You just tapped him on the shoulder, be like, I know who you are.
No, I didn't say anything.
You didn't
to
say,
him.
aw.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like they're still people. And
They are.
I don't know them.
Day-to-day life.
And I don't
get
know
it.
him, so I didn't want to bother him. But it was cool to be like, oh, that's Thundercat. And I went and got some soup dumplings. And
Hey, how was your date? Met Thundercat or saw Thundercat.
and
It's
had
cool.
soup dumplings. And then we were out eating at a seafood restaurant, and I saw Leslie Jordan. Do you know him? He's a little guy. He's a little guy that talks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this. He passed away recently,
He did.
unfortunately.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to him. But
He was like
just,
the pandemic savior, that
I know,
little
he's-
man.
he's
He was
so
so
funny.
awesome.
but he's just sitting there.
Will
in
and
the
Grace.
corner.
He was
He's
on Will and
yeah.
Grace.
And he's just eating his plate of food.
awesome.
I left him alone. I'm not going to talk to someone while they're eating food.
Yeah, that one's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the craziest one. So me and my boyfriend were at the Fairfax High School Market. It's just a Sunday market with vendors and food
Okay,
and
cool.
stuff like that. Grabbed a plate of food. We went and sat down at a table kind of far away from people. There was a band in the courtyard that was just covering stuff, and they started playing Paramore. And I started singing the song, and I turned to the person sitting right next to us, and we started singing it together, the Paramore song. And it was Jennifer Lopez.
What the fuck?
And sitting across from her was Ben Affleck.
Holy shit!
And their family, and they're just chilling, no security. They're just having Jamaican food and hanging out.
Singing Paramore with...
Yeah, I sang Paramore with Jennifer Lopez, so I guess I can put that duet with J-Lo on my resume. But I didn't like talk to them beyond that. But we sang a few lines
You
together.
just have the moment and go. That's fucking awesome.
That was one where I was like, okay, that was fucking crazy. That really was. That was wild. But beyond that, not too many of those like A-list type like run-ins.
That's there's a reason their houses are so big. They don't leave a lot.
Yeah, I was surprised that they were like out and about on the town with their family and stuff.
They're probably to that age where they're like, "Fuck this, we have to go do stuff."
Yeah, I think
Plus, their
eventually
relationship seems to be an actually decent one because like they broke up and then they're back together. And
yeah, they have a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
They have like 3 kids.
Yeah.
So and they were all there running around the table.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now that's crazy.
That one did kind of blow my mind, and that was 4 blocks from my house too, just right there in the neighborhood.
Sick.
But yeah, J-Lo, me and her, we're gonna write an album. I don't know.
Yeah.
Our agents have been talking back and forth, so we'll see what happens.
I've had a few good run-ins, but only because
who's the most famous celebrity that you've seen?
The most famous. I mean, I've worked
or
with
most
so
notable
many.
to you.
I've actually worked with Paramore. I've worked
Mm-hmm.
with so many bands and actors from all this production stuff I've done. So I've met a lot of famous people. But the most famous, at least to people my age, I was going to play a show in Texas, and I was at a fucking random ass gas station in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I walked through the door, and the guy holding the door, and I go, "Hey, thanks. No problem." Walk in. I get to the next door, and I go, "What the fuck?" I turn around, and he's in his truck leaving. It was Troy Aikman from the Dallas Cowboys.
Whoa.
I was like, fuck. Like, oh my God, I have to go. And I could not get out of the fucking, because it was like one of those 2-door things where like there's like that big foyer. I couldn't get out there fast enough to be like, please, hold on, please.
Wait. But wow, he held the door for you.
Yeah. Oh, nice as fuck. Well, he owns car dealerships.
Yeah.
I guess he was just between places.
So Troy Aikman has done something for you.
Absolutely.
But what have you done for Troy Aikman?
Watched his entire fucking career when I was a child with my dad.
I think that's enough.
Yeah. The
TV ratings.
Yeah, the ratings.
The ratings were high.
Back then, unstoppable.
America's team.
They won everything.
Yeah.
And they were on our television every fucking Sunday, whenever they were playing. It was a guarantee. Dad's got the newspaper circling fucking helmets. Who's going to win? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, you grew up here in Central Arkansas?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. I always felt like that was like the football team that people adopted around here was
We didn't have
Cowboys.
nothing. You either had the Hogs, which of course, but that's just college.
Yeah.
And at the time, college football was not near the craziness that it is now.
Yeah.
And so it was just, you were either that or for some odd reason there was a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans, which again is kind of adjacent.
Yeah, now people really like the Chiefs all over. My little brother is obsessed with them.
And then the 2 basketball teams when I was a kid was the Charlotte Hornets and the Bulls, which was like the Jordan era. So, of course, the Bulls. They were everybody's favorite fucking team.
For sure.
Unless you lived in a place.
And Scottie Pippen from Arkansas.
That was probably more the reason. He was part of the team.
I always like it when there's like an Arkansas connection. Like Golden State has Jordan Poole and Lakers have
We
Austin.
make some fucking... Great athletes.
What's the kid's name that's on the Lakers? Austin.
I don't know. I just found this out the other day that there's a kid on.
I can't remember.
Yeah, because that was on at
He's
Vino's,
really
and
good,
Mark
though.
watches sports all the time, and I don't. I'm not a sports person. But he's like, "Oh, that's all," and I was like, "I assume he's from here because y'all keep talking about him." He goes, "Yeah, he's from." I was like, "Oh, okay, good."
Yeah.
No,
That's how it is.
we've had some of the biggest musicians of all time, great fucking athletes, actors. It's wild. There's a lot of talent comes out of here, but they leave here and they go, no, I'm not from there. I'm not. They're like, no.
It's unfortunate that you do have to leave, but you should always carry it in your heart.
Now it's not as bad the internet
Yeah.
made everything accessible. But it's like doing this, it is a hindrance
Yeah,
because we just don't have the access like you would somewhere else.
for sure.
We can do it in a studio, but it's like getting someone here or we're a pass-through state. You know that. We've always been a pass-through
Sure.
state for tours, bands, and stuff. So you're trying to get this guest, and they're like, man, it's like day fucking 27. I'm fucking tired. It's like, we'll buy you water and drinks and whatever you want and an Uber. And they're just like, maybe. We've had a lot of good maybes, though. Goddamn. A lot of good maybes.
Well, I will say this. It is a double-edged sword where, sometimes that, Arkansas gets passed over and looked over. But at the same time, being that it's a small pond, when people do come through, you get way more access to them than you ever would.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
I was thinking about that, in terms of like all the shows that Evan booked when we were teenagers and all these bands that are massive, massive bands that, we're friends with them. But if we had maybe lived in a big city, like we
You'd
might not
never
have
met 'em at
ever,
all.
been responsible for having them stay at our house.
Right.
Or he wouldn't have been responsible for booking a show. And so, it's a give and take, but sometimes there's some good parts about living
I'm
here.
still friends with the Mayday Parade guys because of that
Yep.
exact thing. Every time they came here as their first band.
And if you lived in New York, do you think that you would have been
you'd
able
never,
to?
No, fuck no.
You wouldn't have been able to talk to them because
No,
they would have been
have
backstage.
a green room. They have their own place to stay there. No, 100%. And I've met a lot of people like that. They're just probably one of the bigger ones that I'm just like, I could go up to and be like, hey, bud. And I'm like, fucking yeah.
Yeah,
What's up, Brooks?
yeah. Or like a band like Knocked Loose.
Exactly.
What's crazy is that I realized that Brian from Knocked Loose, we started working out together recently, and we go to the gym together. But I didn't realize he lives 4 blocks from me.
That's
Because
awesome.
he posted like a coffee shop in my neighborhood that he was there. I was like, bro, you're in town? He's like, I live here. And then, and then I sent him a screenshot of like where I was on the map, and then he sent back, and we're like, we live like right next to each other. So we started hanging out and
Sick.
and working out and stuff when he's not on tour. But it's cool, we might have not ever been friends if I hadn't lived in Arkansas.
It's
You
a
never
good
know.
point, man. It's a good point. You do have, yeah, because they get here, they're bored. They're like, or if they're little, they got like, hey, can we sleep where you do the podcast?
Yeah. Yeah. No, people need a place to sleep.
They still need places to sleep, most of them.
Yeah.
I don't.
Everybody's
Yeah, I mean, we did that one night, and I was like, we're gonna die here. I don't feel, and I usually don't care, but I was like, this person's gonna murder us in our sleep. Just a
There's
little
been
too
some
off.
sketchy scenarios where people are a little bit too, like, they want you to stay at their house a little bit too much. And you're like, what's going on? Are you going to kill us?
I get excitement because I would be excited too, especially when you're young. You're just like, fucking, this
Yeah.
is so sick.
The worst part's when they invite you back. You're like, oh, yeah, you can stay here. And that's where the house party is afterwards. And you're
Oh
like,
my God,
no,
no.
please. I'm just so tired.
I just want to sleep.
Or like there's cat litter all over the floor where you have to put your sleeping bag up. There's so many strange scenarios you get yourself into.
Do you live in an apartment?
Yeah, I have an apartment.
Apartments are like kind of like the thing out there, right? Most
Yeah,
people
because
are
if you want to
apartment
buy
living.
a house
You've
out
got to be
there,
a millionaire.
it literally, in my neighborhood, the houses for a tiny house, two bed, 1 bath, 700
$4
square
million.
foot, no yard. It starts at $1 million.
That's fucking.
And a down
so
payment
stupid.
on that
That's
is like
insane.
$250,000.
$250,000 just to live in a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, like an really old house with no AC.
Oh, yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah, $1 million.
So yeah, most people live in apartments.
So how do you have band practice in a place like that? I'm sure there is
rehearsal
facilitation.
studios?
Okay, so that's like common.
They're all over and they're pretty cheap. And a lot of those places, especially in North Hollywood, there's a bunch of rehearsal studios. They have drum kits set up. They have gear that you can just be like, oh hey, I need
You
this
just
and this.
walk in and fucking play.
And it's like $20 an hour, or maybe a little bit less. You split it with your bandmates.
Cool.
Yeah. And they're all soundproof rooms. Like, I mean, you know how like the old practice
You
spaces
kind of
used
hear
to
like
be
the
out barely anything.
You know, yeah.
But yeah, so we're not practicing in anyone's house or like in the apartment.
I was like, yeah, what are you doing? Like, all right, keep it down. You get shirts on everything.
yeah, let's practice quiet.
The complex says we can have practice from 5 to 7, Billy. I don't know why you're bitching.
Yeah, no, but I like my apartment a lot. we want to move into a place where we have like a balcony because we don't have like an outdoor space.
Just got a window or something.
Just windows, big high ceilings, which is good, and big windows. But I wanted like a balcony to go chill on.
Just go chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Watch the city happen. Maybe see some crazy things.
Watch the sunset.
I bet
My
the
neighborhood's
sunsets
pretty
are
quiet.
crazy.
The neighborhood that I'm in, I'm directly in between Santa Monica and
Okay.
Melrose.
Oh,
Which is a pretty poppin' touristy kind of
Yeah.
area, but
swanky.
in the neighborhoods, like pretty quiet. Like there's not like people
We're
screaming
not
and yelling.
on the main drag of things people
Yeah.
want to see.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
tourists aren't walking up into the houses in the neighborhoods and stuff.
They're like, where does this person at? You know, like, where's this shop?
The TMZ vans that
Oh,
are rolling
God.
around. It's always so funny when you're in the neighborhood, you're just walking to get a coffee, and you see the topless double-decker vans that
The
have
tour vans?
the tour vans with a bunch of like people from other countries. I always like wave at them really big because I want to be nice, but it's funny that they're like, wow, look at this, and like look at the homeless person that's passed out in front of the Creation smoothie.
They're
Look
just
at-
taking pictures.
Wow, look at the trash can that's on fire.
You know they go back home to their country and be like, this place is the crazy. And they think, you know, because you kind of get, this is what it is. This is all of America. All of America is just like this place.
Yeah.
It's the craziest place in the world. There's just people in the street.
It's
There's
it's,
shops every
it's
inch.
unique.
It's
It's unique. I always wonder what like people from like someone coming from like Taiwan, like what do they think about this place? Do they think
probably
it's
the
like,
same thing we think when we go there. Like, is this real?
Yeah.
You
like,
know?
wow, do people live like this?
The culture shock must be insane.
Yeah.
You can just go to a gas station and they have infinite stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy lives overseas, and he's like the one thing that's truly unbelievable is the gas stations here. He comes here, he forgets because he stays gone for like 5 years at a time, and he'll come back and go, "Oh yeah, these are supermarkets where I'm
Yeah.
at." You know,
Yeah. No, you can get everything in there.
everything. He's like, they have more options in a gas station in America than they do in most anywhere you can go
For
in
a lot of
another
people,
country.
the gas stations are their grocery store. In
Yeah.
small towns, like they don't have a lot of fresh food and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to get your stuff at big gas stations.
Yeah, that's
Buc-ee's.
So don't even get me started.
I'm
about
sure
fucking
people talk about
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's on this podcast constantly.
Well, everyone loves it. I don't. I'm anti
It's-
the fucking
it's
Buc-ee.
fine.
It's whatever, sure, it's fine. But now they're going to build one in Saline County.
Here,
Yes. Not in
Buc-ee's
Little Rock.
coming to
No,
Arkansas?
in Benton.
that
Like-
it makes sense to have it out there.
It does, doesn't it?
But that's
but
crazy that it's
also-
actually expanding into Arkansas.
But also, the traffic there already is ass.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the worst shit in the world because most of them are in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But Benton is no longer the middle of nowhere.
It's the middle of somewhere.
Yeah, it's a fucking city now. And between Benton, Bryant, and Little Rock, and then North, it just
like
never
all
ends.
one thing.
It's all one thing.
Yeah, back when I was in high school, they were much more separated. Between,
Oh,
even
most
between
people-
Benton and Bryant was more of a separation.
Most people didn't even know that they were in Bryant.
Yeah.
You would talk to them because that's where I lived, and they were like, "Where's Bryant?" And we're like, "You're in it. It's 2 miles wide, so you blink and you're gonna miss the town.
Yeah.
It's longer, but interstate wise, it's only like 2.5 miles wide or something before you're in Benton.
Yeah.
So most people just think it's Little Rock, Benton.
I used to hang out there all the time in high school because I had my little metalcore buddies out there.
Hell
Shout
yeah,
out to
dude.
Austin Kimbrough, Travis Ferguson. Shout out to Bryant, the band, the marching band out there. I just remember that was everyone was obsessed with the marching bands. I'm like, okay,
Well, you could hear them practice at night.
yeah,
When I was younger, the town was so small, you could hear the speedway at night, and you could hear the band practicing at
the
night.
Speedway.
It's gone.
Oh,
Yep.
rest in peace, the Speedway.
We've lost all of our stuff.
We've really lost our culture here in Arkansas.
It's just Walmarts and goddamn fucking Buc-ee's gas stations.
Man, driving through Little Rock in the past couple of days, things have changed.
It's
There has
changed.
been a lot of change. There's been a lot of like, just stores replaced with new stores, but also like this weird interchange highway stuff that they
that's
did.
going to be. Have you seen the 40 thing that they're doing with the new bridges and shit?
Oh, new bridges? No, I haven't.
It's going to be 8 lanes both ways. It's the third. It's
That's
the
what
third
we need.
busiest.
More lanes.
What's the third busiest? Yeah, those don't really.
I thought everyone
prevent
understood
traffic.
that that's not really
Yeah.
like what you should do.
But that section where they all cross where 30 and 40 meet is the third busiest. My friend used to work for the Highway State Department. His dad was like the main purchaser for all the land and shit when they have to build new highways. And he was telling me that's the third busiest intersection. The east and west merge there. So it's going to be fucking pure craziness when they're done. They're building 2 new bridges like in the water. Right now, you can go and see the cranes. It looks insane down there.
Is Little Rock growing? Like, is that why they're like redoing everything?
Exponentially.
Yeah,
it's growing like a weed.
Yeah.
And Conway apparently is too now. It just overtook North Little Rock population wise.
Conway did?
Yeah.
I used to live there too.
Conway looks different too. It's all painted and nice, and it doesn't feel as sludgy as it once did. Like Oak Street's like a place you want to be now.
Oh man! Shout out to Soundstage.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Well, that's where Full Moon Records is, right down the street from there.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was in Soundstage.
No,
that's like
no,
a salon now.
It is. It is some weird thing.
Yeah. Well, I've been seeing some cool shows happen at the record store. Full
It's
Moon.
fucking awesome. I don't know if you'll have a chance to go by there while you're here, but
I don't know if I'll be in.
it's
Conway
like a
for any reason.
vinyl record store during the day, and then at night he pushes everything off to the sides, and it becomes a venue.
Didn't they do something like that in Bryant back in the day?
MF Metal.
MF Metal.
Yeah. Didn't last, man. It was a bummer.
Yeah.
They had some banger ass shows though.
Knocked Loose was there.
So
Vice
fucking
played
crazy.
there. There was some good shows there. I Was Afraid covered Korn there. We covered Blind, or like the first like minute and a half of that song.
The first minute and a half, everyone. It's just the intro. You just got to do the intro.
Are you ready?
Best intro, dude. First band, first album, first song. Name a better fucking. You can't.
It just opening that way is just killer.
It's the best first minute of a band's first anything ever. Period.
I agree.
It is. It's
That's
still
why we
to this
covered
day
it.
makes me go, fuck yeah, bitch! I am ready. Let me. Where's some of the hat?
Flipping a table
Yeah.
over.
Speaking of tables, you like my table?
Yeah, this is really nice.
It's the old Vino stage.
Oh wow.
That's the one I was telling you about the other night when I
Yeah.
saw you. Yeah.
This is history.
Well, now we're telling the history on top of the history.
On top of the history.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about it. Even as far back as like, late 80s, early
All of it.
90s, like Motley Crue played on this.
I mean,
Green Day
it's-
played
yeah,
on this.
It's as many
I probably
things as you
shouldn't
can
hit the
think. No, yeah.
table.
Well, fuck
I
it.
might hear it in the mics, but
They will. Don't. I do it. It happens.
Yeah. Whoever's wearing headphones, watch this.
Sorry.
We get
Especially
sued.
the ones that add the bass.
Yeah, if you're wearing Beats by Dre headphones, you might want to take them off because I'm gonna flip the table over.
Those are the ones I wear, actually. They make those comfortable over the ear. And I've had them for like 2 years, and they still work.
Sorta.
Well, I do. I'm in construction, so they get
okay.
fucking dropped and stepped on. And
Dust.
the dust is like the little microphones barely even work on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just so full of shit.
Yeah, I've been using those AirPod Pros.
I see everyone with those now.
I like them, but they've already started. I've had them for about 2 years, and they're starting to get weird. Like where one of them sometimes doesn't connect. And, But the noise cancellation,
Top notch.
top notch.
Yeah.
The only thing
Well,
it doesn't get babies.
It's this fucking big. How long can something that big that's electronic last, really?
Right. Yeah.
You know, I get the phones and shit. Everybody gets mad, the batteries, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the fucking thing is the size of half your thumb.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, these companies don't make things to last because they need to sell things quarterly.
You know where
to
that
drive
started?
Profits.
Y'all want a fucking history lesson right
Yeah.
here on fucking Cory's History Corner?
Wait, tell it to the camera. Wait, tell it to your camera.
Light bulb manufacturers started that.
GE.
They all got together one day.
Fuck you, Edison.
They all got together one day and decided these things last too long. You know, there's a bulb that it's like been on for 110 years.
Yeah.
They used to last too long. And planned obsolescence was thought up in that meeting, and it has trickled through economy
Basically
after
destroyed
economy.
the planet
You know
with
what?
pollution and waste.
Yeah, extra bullshit, all because we need return customers.
Yeah, because everything is about driving quarterly profits. And your shareholders
The infinite
need better
money
profits.
gain. Yeah,
Yeah.
because making $1 million every year, the same million, isn't enough.
Right.
You got to make, well, now we got 1.2, 1.3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, until now we're like, well, we need to make $700 billion this year.
Yeah. And if you think about it, money is actually a finite resource.
Yeah.
And every year they want to make more of it and stash more away from everyone else constantly. And we wonder why the lower class has less and less and less
Well, that's the weird
resources
part.
every year.
If I had a big ass corporation like Apple,
Yeah.
wouldn't you want to flex hard ass muscle on everyone and be like, no more this problem, pluck. Now everyone's a fan of ours, period.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you just want to be like, isn't that going to drive sales? Like, they paid for poverty. What the fuck? Give me 2 iPhones, motherfucker.
Yeah. But then we run into the corptocracy where the corporations are actually the
we're
government.
already fucking doing
which
that.
is what it is already.
Yeah, that's already what it is.
I don't even know if that's the real word, corptocracy. I think it is.
Corporatocracy, that's it.
Yeah.
Idiocracy.
Yeah, everyone watched that movie.
That's
We're
just the
living through
intro.
it.
Mike Judge was like, I didn't know we were making a fucking documentary.
Yeah. Speaking of Mike Judge, rest in peace, Dale.
Oh, dude,
Rest in
yeah,
peace,
let's have
Dale.
a moment. Damn.
I'm gonna pour the Diet Coke out.
Do it. Here, I got a rag. It'll be funny. Do it.
Okay. This is for Dale.
On a Fast X rag. All right.
I got it on myself. That's
It's
okay,
okay.
though. But that's for Dale. Rest in peace.
Pocket sand, baby.
Pocket sand. Whoosh. Right in the camera.
Dude, if we have thought about that first, you just throw some sand at the fuck. With this camera, not Kurt's, because that one's expensive.
Do we have access to special effects?
No.
I was thinking maybe we could do something.
We could talk to Dylan Bradley. He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, if we can get some like CGI sand flying at the camera, that would be awesome.
He's a wizard with fucking simple effects like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you're familiar with who he is, but he's somebody you should check out. Any Given Room is his band, and they are fucking
cool.
phenomenal.
Another band that I've been seeing their name a lot, and they're always on posters, but
Yeah.
haven't been here to see them.
I don't know why, but I love them.
You don't know why?
I don't know why. Their music, it's in me.
It
I
gets
just
in
love
you.
it. Yep.
Deep in.
Well, they're just talented as motherfucker, and they're doing something that no one else is doing. It's
What
just
kind of music
different.
is it?
I don't know. Pop rock.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to put I don't think, because it's not punk. I think it's more rock based inspired, and they have some heavier stuff, and they have some stuff that's just a straight up pop song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and they're all gifted. I mean, it's ridiculous
Talented.
as a motherfucker. Yeah, I love that band. That's right.
Ah, yeah.
They're all in music, also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, you should check it out. Just do a plug. I was
Plug
afraid.
the other bands? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, what about I Was Afraid?
Well, we got the history lesson last time. I'm just excited that you're here and it's about to happen. Like, we get, what is it, this weekend?
Yeah. Friday, Saturday.
That's so sick.
18th, 19th. Vinos and Whitewater. And also, just it feels good to be back in those rooms as well. You know,
Yeah.
I went to Vinos on.
Did you just have like a flood of
Yeah.
like those endorphins? You're like, man, this feels good and like a
Yeah.
familiar hug.
Because on Friday we went to Vinos, and then on Saturday we went to Whitewater just to hang out. And just being back in those rooms, it feels great because, you know, I especially grew up in Vinos.
Yeah.
And Whitewater, that was the place, like after, you know, we got a little bit older, that was another home base of
Yep.
great shows, good music, good people. So I think it makes sense to do the shows at those two locations
Absolutely.
rather than doing something at like, you know, like Rev Room or whatever. But the history of the band exists in those two
Yeah.
rooms for sure.
Yeah, go where it starts. Don't go to the thing just because.
Yeah.
Let's just do one, do it here, but fuck that.
Yeah.
The two-night thing is also awesome, and the two different lineups is a fantastic idea.
I'm glad that we did it that way.
Yeah.
Because it, you know, obviously allows me to see everyone, but also, you know, I think we're bringing some people back out of the woodwork that probably dropped off of going to shows. A bunch of my friends that I don't think they ever really went to a lot of local
Right.
shows are getting tickets and coming out, and they get to see those bands and see like, hey, Little Rock is popping off.
Might reanimate some people.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause-
the scene's already doing good, but you know, maybe bring some people back into the
I
fold.
wish that would happen. Oh man, I think people are missing out. I've had that thought a few times. I tell some of my older friends, like, y'all are missing some great shit.
Mm-hmm.
You'll pay fucking $100 to go to Simmons to see one band who doesn't give a fuck, when you could pay $15.
To go see Sum 41 at Simmons.
Fuck them and
Yeah.
fuck that.
Fuck Sum 41.
Yeah.
You heard it right
Oh,
here.
weak
Crash
ass
Cast.
bitches.
You know, they all.
Breaking up because boo-hoo. Fuck you.
Well, you remember how I Was Afraid was going to open for Sum 41 at the Metroplex, and they canceled their show because there wasn't enough pre-sale tickets. You weak asses, you cowards, you're afraid to play with us. They didn't hit us up to be on this new show with Offspring.
Yeah.
And
And Simple Plan.
you know, I Was Afraid when we were like really young. We actually covered Fat Lip. By
Really?
Sum 41.
They
When
had
I was
some- they had
just
some
a
great-
vocalist.
I like you know, I'm one of those the old shit, the first record, that one hit,
Yeah.
everything else kind of whatever.
Yeah.
I like underground shit, man. That's my vibe.
Yeah.
I just prefer it more. There's a handful of big bands I still listen to. It's like the new metal stuff and then classic rock, but mostly new things.
Yeah, you're keeping your ear towards, you know, kind of more DIY stuff.
Well, it's just, you can be friends and hang out. And it's like, last night, Tiny Towns played. They're unbelievable. They're fucking unbelievable. One of the best bands you could ever watch in the world. And they play in fucking Vinos. That's way fucking cooler than going and sitting in fucking shit-ass Simmons with the bad fucking sound system they have. Your fucking PA sucks in that building. It was designed like shit. It was never made for concerts. It was made for sports that didn't pan out.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
it's set up like a fucking football arena, not a damn concert arena.
Yeah.
You
It's
know.
weird hearing people call it Simmons. Because when I was here
It's
last, it was
Alltel.
Verizon.
Or Verizon,
And then it
okay.
was
Was Mercantile Bank before that. Mercantile Bank Arena for
in
like
between
a week.
Alltel and Verizon. It
Yeah.
was Mercant. I still, in my mind, I really think of it as Alltel.
It's whoever owns the big tower owns the
Simmons.
fucking
that,
building.
right?
Yeah.
Simmons seems like they've taken over the whole
They
town.
own Arkansas. Central Arkansas is their whole shit. They own 2 bank buildings. They own the big one, you know,
Yeah.
the TCBY Tower, as I
Yeah,
like to refer.
TCBY Tower.
That's them, and then the one adjacent to that by the freeway is also a Simmons Bank building.
I'm seeing it everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, that's my bank.
It's actually still my bank.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, I
I
opened
think
up
you got to
Bank
get
of-
on that. It's been a while.
I opened up a Bank of America account.
Just
'cause
for out there.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, well, you know, I should have a bank where I could visit locally. And I put like $100 in. And I kind of forgot about it. I checked it the other day and it had negative $40 in it.
Right, because they just take your
And
money.
they're just like, and I messaged them like, what happened, guys?
Bank of America fucking sucks.
They can have both of these nuts in
Yeah.
their mouth.
Well, I had 100, and now they're like, yeah, but now you owe us 40. That South Park
And they-
episode where they're like, and it's gone. Yeah,
That's what they did. And they didn't do anything for me. No services were rendered, but they had to give me maintenance fees.
Yep.
What were you maintaining inside of
Nothing.
my account?
Not a fucking thing.
No.
The fact that they think you're fucking poor and they just want your money. We'll just let them pay for our server bills.
I'm going to open up a different bank account just to stick it to them now.
I mean, or just keep rocking Simmons, just digital fucking.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nothing's gone wrong so far.
But you live in LA, everyone is on Venmo there. I know they are.
Yeah.
Because
Everyone's
every
on Venmo.
podcast I hear, they're like, just Venmo me.
Yeah.
Venmo it. Do Venmo.
I've just been sending the same $100 back and forth between all my friends
what
on
everyone
Venmo
says. That's what
for
everyone
years
says.
now.
Oh, you want to split the bill? Oh, it's 20? Okay, I'll Venmo you the 20. Then they're like, oh, I got it. Oh, it's 20?
And then
Okay.
you get them back and they send it back. And somehow Venmo is like reaping some type of little transaction
It's
fee
those
somewhere.
those 2-cent micro transactions. It's the most brilliant business model because I see people will pay me through Venmo and it'll be like $1,200, right?
Yeah.
I did a shower or something. And I'm like, $8 to send the money straight to my bank account.
I
Fuck
hate
it.
that.
Here's $8. Fuck it. I got
That's why I just
$1,200. I don't
keep
need
the
the
money
8.
in the Venmo account.
I did get the card finally. I got
okay.
tired of like everyone now wants to pay through Venmo or Cash App, so I got both.
Cash App, what are you selling, drugs?
I mean, people like showers. It's kind of a drug to some people.
Showers?
Like my wife, she showers 3 times a day.
Oh, yeah, you should shower you should shower a couple times a day.
Ugh.
Like, we're talking about taking a shower?
Mm-hmm.
Weren't we just talking about earlier about how you sweat so much in this state?
Yes.
I shower at least twice a day.
These are fresh clothes.
Thank
You're
you
lucky.
for
You're lucky.
putting on fresh clothes.
I forgot to
appreciate
dry
that.
them. I dried them this morning so the heat killed off all the bacteria for you.
Thanks. I can actually smell your shirt from over here.
I'm sure you can. It smells
What's
like mildew.
It smells like iced tea. Or that's Ice
Ice
Cube.
Cube, baby.
So it smells like Ice Cube.
Got this at Full Moon Records.
Yeah.
for $14. They have a consignment rack too.
Oh, that's cool.
The guy's name's Justin. He's doing great things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's much needed in this place. It's weird that we used to have 20 venues and they were all full and we had less people, and now we have 3 venues and it's a struggle, but it's starting to be opposite that.
Yeah.
Where on a Sunday night, I think there was like 50 something paid last night.
For
Over 50 people.
That's great.
That's great. That's great. On a Sunday and 100 fucking degrees outside.
I think post-pandemic people are more willing to spend money on live music, and they're more cognizant of the fact that they need to be supporting those things if they are going to stick around. So
yeah.
I'm happy that live music is popping off here.
And the kids have found it somehow between the Zash, and then there was a couple of other bands that have since gone, but all the Brother Tongues and the Zash, they've all found it. Moon Main also, Jackson and them, they're all in their 20s, and all their friends are finding it, and just more and more. It's just young people. It's a sea of young faces.
It's a community.
Yeah.
People are, and that's why I got into live music, and that's why I got into hardcore when I was young, because it's like a chosen family that you have.
Right.
Maybe you come from a background where things aren't great at home. Maybe you're not understood, but you can go to a place every other night or every night where you're with people that get you. You're with people that understand you. And it feels amazing to have a group of people like that, and a broader community as well of people that play music. So it's like, it's a community vibe for people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's one of the most, it's everyone. It's all the misunderstoods and misfits and just
especially
from
important
all
in
the
Arkansas
places.
where, the society at large is very conservative.
Sure.
It's very, homogenous and one type of culture. And if you don't really fit into that bucket, or you don't really fit in with that, then you feel very ostracized, and you need a place like Vino's to go to where you can be with people who aren't okay with the status quo.
Just hang out and be yourself for a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of what's that, like not stress relief, but just kind of like a like take the sandbags off for a second.
Let it down and understand that you can be yourself. And that's, I think I gravitated towards that because, growing up as gay in Arkansas,
tough.
And you can't even tell your friends at school, like high school, and maybe they would have been cool with it, maybe not, but you have to worry about those things. But when you go to the punk rock show, that people don't give a fuck about that, and they love you for who you are.
The only thing they care about is, are you a good mosher or not?
And as everyone remembers, I like moshing in LA because if you mosh,
you're gay, cool. How's your mosh game?
Yeah, I don't care what your sexuality is. Pick up this change real quick off the ground.
You better start tossing chairs, motherfucker.
Do you have a spin kick or two? No, that's
how's your 2-step? And we ain't talking country.
And we ain't talking country, boy. The mosh style so far that I've seen in LA is weird.
Really?
I don't know if it's that people are from all over and they're like going to shows and everyone.
Oh, because it's everyone from everywhere, so they just pick a weird style or something.
I guess. I definitely had the cleanest 2-step at the Mind Force show.
Really?
I mean, I'm just kidding, but I think so.
I'm pretty proud of myself. You should have seen it.
You should have seen me, man. I watched the video back and I'm just like,
is it one of these weird things where it's hardcore dancing and moshing all kind of in one? Have you seen where they try to do those at the same time?
I'm honestly cool with that. I know that seems a little weird, but I think moshing is a full contact sport, whether it's like, if you're throwing yourself into people or if you want to hardcore dance.
Right.
I think that they can exist in the same pit as long as everyone is understanding that it is a full contact sport.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but there's separate parts. If the push pit part is different from the 2-step part, and that's different from the circle pit part, and people jump in when they hear the part that they want to move to. A lot of times.
That's interesting. I mean, that's cool. Do you go to any of the iconic venues out there? Like what's the one? The Troubadour. Or
I've been to the Viper Room.
I was gonna say Viper Room.
There's this venue out there called 1720 that is doing a lot of really cool heavy shows that I've been to out there. That one's, I think that's a newer venue out there. I always used to see Chain Reaction.
Chain Reaction was
but that's
huge.
actually way out there. That's like in Anaheim or something.
Yeah.
It's far away. But it seems like the shows are always at different places. They're just popping up at different venues because there are so many venues out there.
Oh.
Throw a football, hit a music
I was
venue.
going to say there's on every fucking street corner.
Yeah, for sure. And
There's
Sound of Fury was
abundant
outside.
as coffee shops.
They are. And Sound of Fury was fully outside in an expo park. Like they actually did it as an outdoor festival the last 2 years. It's grown so much. There was thousands and thousands of people there.
I feel like that's all the stuff I see coming out of there these days is the outdoor festival, and everything is 100,000 fucking people.
There were so many people at Sound and Fury that I knew, and I saw none of them because there were
That's
so
crazy.
many people.
Damn,
thousands of people, and they were all there for hardcore, and they all had on
that's a
hardcore
lot of
band
fucking
shirts.
people. Because I go to Warped Tour and run into, or when it was a thing, and I would run into 20 people, and there's 20,000 people at that thing.
Yeah, it was a great experience out there, and you can do those outdoor festivals much easier during the summer out there, and it's not so like
Just
punishing.
I
never went to Warped Tour, but I heard that sitting out in those parking lots during the summer was torture.
Well, because we all had to go to the Texas one, which Texas heat's just like our heat. We're the same heat.
Yep.
And you'd be in July.
Texas in July.
Oh, there's a reason that's like a phrase. It's shit melts. You melt.
Yep.
Things melt there.
And you're in a blacktop parking lot.
Literally. The two main stages are in a fucking parking lot.
Gosh.
And
This was
it's
on grass, so it was definitely not like that.
And now I think it's where they used to have it. It's called like the Dos Equis area or something. Yeah, it's like and it's, it's cool. They still do a fuck ton of shows there, and they are really nicely priced, actually. It's one of the few spots where if you're there, you can go, oh, Foo Fighters is coming. Tickets are only $35 and walk up to the thing and only pay $35.
Yeah, and it's not being scalped off a secondary market, off Ticketmaster or something.
Yeah.
Fuck Ticketmaster.
Yo, straight up.
Yeah.
You want to get me fucking cooking. I hate Live Nation
Fuck
and
you,
Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster.
Fuck them both. They have ruined the music industry. Ruined it.
Yep, they have. Absolutely.
Go to local shows. Fuck them.
That's
the only way
the problem with
is ever going to change.
These tech companies like Ticketmaster, they just insert themselves in a place where they don't even, there's not a need for them, and then they lock it down to where they just you can't do anything without them.
Well, and then the people get scared. It's just what happened with Napster.
Artists get scared.
Artists get scared, so they sign all these contracts, and then the venues. And then what happened during the pandemic, Live Nation came through and bought every failing, even small venues, medium-sized venues. They just bought them all.
Yep.
And now they're partners with Ticketmaster.
And they book all the things at those venues.
Exactly.
They always monopolize. They
why do you
find
think
any
on a
way to
tour
monopolize.
flyer, on a tour flyer, it's all at Live Nation venues, and it's like, well, yeah, they booked the entire thing at their shit.
Yep.
Fuck that shit. God, it makes me insane.
As companies get more money to wield, they don't pay their people more. They use it to influence things more, to have a monopolization on everything.
I would love to see states. It would have to start in bigger ones like Texas, California. Start having like a venue that can't have that happen.
Yeah.
Start paying through the thing or something. God fucking damn. Like, how hard is it? Tony Hawk, he spends his entire fucking career now going around city to city, and his foundation matches the state's foundation, and they build a skate park in cities.
Yeah.
Hey, someone who's made infinite money in their music career want to, take some
Jump
notes
in
from
on that?
Tony and just kind of like, I'm sure you could get a hold of him. He lives in the same city you do, you fucking turd.
That's the one person that I desperately wish I could run into in Southern California.
I see, I'm not on Twitter anymore, but like I see like he'll be like, got noticed, whatever, because he has the weirdest interactions. They're like, oh yeah, you do know Tony Hawk? And like, you're talking to fucking Tony Hawk.
Oh my God. They're like, you look just like Tony Hawk. And he's like, I get that a lot.
Yeah, I am.
I am Tony Hawk. And they're like, no, you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, okay.
Tony Hawk's young. You're old.
Yeah. Tony Hawk did the 900. You look 900.
Clip it. Write that one down. That's funny as shit.
I got to skate at one of his skate parks that he helped with his foundation.
Fuck yeah.
They did this little street plaza that's out in, I think it's Echo Park. I've
heard
been
of
skating
Echo Park.
a lot. I've been skating a ton.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I used to think I was really awful at skateboarding, but then I realized it was that I just hadn't practiced enough.
Fair.
And now
As with anything,
yeah, but now I'm, almost 30, and I'm like actually skating hard, but I'm not like a rubber teenager that bounces off the ground anymore. I broke my ankle. That was not fun. When as I got started back skating, I just didn't warm up enough. I was with my friend John. We went to the skate park in North Hollywood. Just did a couple little board slides on a thing. Came back around and just jumped up on it weird and just snapped my ankle.
Oh my God.
And he helped me hobble to the car.
Sorry, we were only here for 8 minutes.
And that was no, literally, we were there for 5 minutes, and that was the day before my boyfriend's birthday.
No,
and so I had all these errands to run. I just didn't accept that I broke my ankle until like a week later when it was all black. My foot was black and blue. But for everything for his birthday, I'm just like hobbling around like, yay, here we go. And I'm like, everything hurts so bad.
Fuck.
But
luckily,
it healed up, and then I started skating again, and I'm not as gun shy about it.
Yeah. I gave skating a good go in like the 9th grade. It just wasn't my thing. Can't do it.
You didn't practice enough.
Too big.
Like we just said.
I was practicing
it is tough if you're a bigger guy. Like
smoked a lot of weed, and I worked at Pizza Hut. I was in,
sick.
man. Yeah, hell yeah.
Sick.
I was in.
Flash a picture of you in 9th grade on the screen right now.
Literally Jinkos, a bowl cut. I was everything you saw in the commercials. That's
now.
Me.
That's how people
back.
in LA dress now.
It's
Jinkos
weird.
and a bowl cut and a big t-shirt.
Fucking weird. I had the Jinko t-shirts too, dog. Everything was baggy as fuck. You could put your pocketbooks in your pockets.
And what year were you in 9th grade?
1996, 7.
That's a great year to be in 9th grade.
Yeah. Drugs, dude.
Drugs.
Yeah. Cigarettes and marijuana were my favorite too.
I have to imagine though, in the 90s in Arkansas, what was the THC level on weed that you could get your hands on?
Regular. Just regular.
Yeah.
You didn't get high. Today, it's another reason I quit weed. Fuck.
It's too high.
I don't want to go to outer space on 10 milligrams, man. I just wanted to like sit here and watch Transformers, eating a little bit of popcorn. Mm-hmm. I'm on fucking Jupiter contemplating if I can breathe or not because it's no longer automatic. I'm having to think about it. It's just like, I don't want to be terrified. I want to just
Science
chill.
has gone too far.
It's too far. They took it too far. I miss 9th grade weed because you just would smoke it.
It was chill.
And you'd be like,
man, I feel relaxed.
like, and you'd laugh, you'd giggling with your buddies. Or you'd be in a drum circle and not even know it.
Now people hit these like dab rigs. I'm sorry that if you're hitting, like, you've got the dab, the crystal, the wax, all this stuff, like that's nearly crackhead behavior.
It is crackhead behavior.
I didn't want to say it fully.
You gotta step back even a little bit. Like, do the dabs, but it's your whole fucking existence.
Yeah.
Here, look at this big ass cowboy hat I made out of it. And they shoved the whole thing in that bowl in one hit.
I'm like, my brother in Christ.
Yeah.
We need to help you.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh, every time I see one of those videos, I'm like, we've come too far.
Yeah.
Everything is peaked.
Everything?
There's a thing called Moore's Law, and it is that where everything will just hit this wall before it's kind of stagnant for a while. That we're there.
Yeah.
Everything is everything all at once.
Great movie.
I didn't see it.
You really should. Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was one of those movies that was so powerful and amazing and beautiful. It made me cry happy tears.
That's why I don't want to watch it.
But in a really good way. I hate when a movie makes me cry, but this is not a sad type of thing. You'll feel like euphoric and like.
I hear it's one of the best movies ever made.
It makes you feel like, man, life and the mundanity of life is beautiful.
It is.
Everything we do, even the bad times we go through, the hard times we go through, the people that we love make it, all worthwhile.
Right.
And that's what life is about. It's about loving and being loved, and it's tough, and we live on a rock that's hurtling through space, and nothing matters.
Comprehending that is tough too, yeah.
I hate when people talk like that. Like, we're just monkeys on a rock, man, and nothing matters. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Matters to me.
Yeah, it matters if you give it meaning. Duh.
It's like that asshole scientist is like, actually, you've never touched anything in your entire existence, molecularly speaking.
Is that Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No, but I think he is.
Every time he talks, I'm like, I want to give you a wedgie. Shut up, dude.
It's all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
But
he's like, actually, the robot from Star Wars would not be able to roll on the sand. Shut up, Neil. Shut up.
Well, it's cool, though. And in the movie, he does, so
is
fucking
it sick?
shut up.
Is it tight,
It's
Neil?
tighter than fuck.
And you're not.
That's my new phrase, sicker than fuck.
It's sicker than fuck.
Sicker than fuck, dude. Crash Cast merch. Sicker than fuck.
Print them up.
I should. We got to get on the merch thing.
You know what you should do, though? You should reprint those gold foil t-shirts that say "Stay Brutal."
It's crazy that you just brought that up because I was going to show you this gold foil type.
Oh, it says "Stay
Design.
Brutal." Whoa, what the heck?
No. It says thank you for listening.
If
That's
you're
like
listening
my
at
thing.
home, it says "To write love on her arms."
Oh, God.
Do you remember that stuff?
I absolutely do.
That era of like V-necks and Van
Mm-hmm.
slip-ons and
I was inside of that, like
Yeah.
playing music and stuff, but I wasn't one of those. Like my singer for my band, the first singer for the band I was in, Annabelle, he was that. Had all the stuff. He
Yeah.
actually had those shirts.
Yeah.
And the V was deep.
deep. It's going
I
down to
mean,
the sternum.
Just right to the taco meat, you know. But he would shave his whole body.
Name some of the local bands from that era. Well, there was one that was like Heart in Hand,
Heart for a hand.
Heart for a
Uh-huh.
Hand.
Oh, they're so. That was.
I wouldn't
probably
put
the
Tristan
last,
Betrayal in there necessarily. They were more of like metalcore, but
I mean, their drummer did like a deep V though.
Verge?
I can't remember.
No, it's
Not Verge. It was Michael.
yeah.
He
Deep
liked
V.
him a deep V. I'm not gonna lie.
Is the deep V gonna come back?
I like a V-neck, but
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like I'm wearing jewelry. Like my shirt is jewelry, you know.
Looking back at the fashion from 2010 is so funny.
Well, there's
it's
a reason.
so funny.
There's a reason that fashion only lasted like 5 years. It was that was a true phase.
That was one of those blunder years
Yes.
that you look back on. And luckily, like, I think that in 2009, 2010, I was in 9th and 10th grade, and I was going to Catholic, so I wasn't able to have a long, swoopy emo haircut back then. And I'm actually happy that those pictures don't exist. Because left to my own devices, I would have dressed like that.
Austin was the emo mecca child. His name was Austin. He had the white belt, but he didn't
White
buckle
belt
it in.
core.
He didn't buckle it in front. He buckled it on the side.
Oh.
You can't be buckling it in the front.
No.
You gotta have. Oop,
What was that?
I burped.
Cut it.
No, we don't cut. You got to have the buckle showing at all times, sitting
Yeah.
or not. The hair, deep swoop, down to the jawline swooping with the puffy back, you know? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't feel like, things are cyclical, but I don't think any of that is gonna come
They
back.
were colorful people.
Yeah, lots of
Very
color.
color.
Neon colors.
Neons everywhere.
The like cartoon neon band
Multiple
t-shirts.
shoelaces, too, was a weird part of that.
Yeah.
You couldn't have just one pair of shoelaces in your shoe. No, you had to have one regular color, a base color like a black or a white, and then you had to have a neon color to accent that to make it really pop. So look at my shoes, that or the checkerboard slip-ons, which are like the most.
I saw an Instagram reel the other day from an actual child that was like, I wish I was a kid in 2010, and it was showing pictures of stuff like that, and I just had an out of body experience. I
That
was like,
means it'll
what
come
is
back.
happening right
It'll
now?
come back. Well, it was just.
God, I
I
hope
felt
not.
like it was goth culture and like punk rock kind of had this crossover because they're very adjacent to each other. You know, they're
What,
very like in
scene?
the same. Yeah, the scenes are kind of very.
Yeah, scene was like emo, punk, goth, like all
Right.
those things amalgamating into one thing that became its own thing.
Yes,
its
I
own
feel
fashion.
like that was the moment everything merged and just exploded for a very short second. Because once everyone got jobs, that shit went nuh-uh.
Yeah, because your older coworkers would make fun of
Yes. They're like, hey, you can't wear that here.
Yeah.
You look like a peacock.
you. That's not professional. You can't wear that at Domino's.
That's yeah, exactly. Now cook the fucking pizza, Neil.
Neil eats airplanes. Cook the pizza. Neil me the horizon.
Yeah. Yo, Sky Eats Airplane, shout out to him.
That is a really good band.
I played with them a handful of times. And
We
they are-
played with my first band, Safe to Shore, played with your band, My Handsome War, and Sky Eats Airplanes at the
was
Village.
the Village? Yep.
And that was one of my favorite shows I've ever played as a kid because I was young and it was overwhelmingly cool.
Overwhelmingly cool. We were like, dude, I can't believe we're playing. We used to do that all the time. I can't believe we're on the show. And then I look back and I'm like, we played with fucking everyone, and we couldn't believe it every time we did it.
Well, that's, it goes back to what I was saying about how it's cool to be growing up in Arkansas because We need local openers for these bands.
Yeah, I opened for Under Oath.
Right.
No plane of existence should my band have ever opened for Under Oath.
Which time was that? Was that?
It was us and Ashes of Augustine. Shout out to them.
So that was
RIP
even
Mel.
before Under Oath came to the Village with August Burns Red and Emery.
This was before that.
Before that,
Yeah.
I think that was my first show.
This was Under Oath was on their headlining run. It was right before. Oh, it was right before Lost in the Sound had come out because I got to go on the bus and hear it for the first time, like
Now,
3
isn't
months
that
before it got
crazy?
released.
Isn't that
Yes.
crazy?
It's one of my favorite memories. Not only did he have that record that I heard with Spee and all, we're all just chilling. That was one thing they did that was really cool. They treated the band that they were just hanging out with like, oh yeah, just come on.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's fine. And they weren't dickheads about it,
Yeah.
which was nice. And then they also are buddies with Slipknot, and their record that wasn't released yet, what they had.
Yo.
So I got to hear both those records in
That's
the
crazy.
same bus sitting. And I was like,
And-
what even is my life right now?
And you wouldn't have had that opportunity if you were growing up in Chicago or
There's
something.
no fucking way they gave people in Chicago that same experience.
Hell
There's
no.
no fucking
No,
way.
because their guard was down here.
Yeah, there's a Wendy's right outside. We don't care.
No, not at all.
There's no safety here.
The
Just-
Village was so cool. That was like a
Man.
great entrance into it because as a young high schooler, like in 9th grade, going to the shows there, like they were big shows, like these big scene bands that, were really taking off. And that really got me excited and amped up. The first show that my band, Safe to Shore, the first band that we played there was Chiodos. And we got to play in between the touring package because we had pre-sold the most tickets.
Hell yeah, you did.
Pay to play, baby. Pay to play. No, but that blew my mind as like a 14-year-old getting to play on that stage to 700 people.
That's right.
But that lit the fire where live music was my passion.
I remember that show.
It was
Because
great.
I spent most of that show in the back room with their guitar player, Chiodo's guitar player, talking about Beloved.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out he was as big a fan as me, if not more, because they were only around for a record and a half.
Yep.
They invented an entire genre, and then we're like, we hate each other.
We're out.
We're out. And it's like sitting there, and he's just noodling on the guitar. I'm like, oh, yeah, dude, well, I saw him here. Oh, I saw him in this fucking movie theater across the street with 15 other people.
Man.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times.
There's been a lot of
Miss
amazing
that
eras
fucking
of
place
venues.
so much, man.
They must have torn it down, right?
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Man.
gone. If you drive by it, it will make you sad.
It's where my dad saw Star Wars.
It's where I saw Jurassic Park and
Nice.
Mortal Kombat.
You saw Mortal Kombat there?
Absolutely.
Shout out to Jeff Morgan.
And the kid
band is
who
in
was
there.
sitting next to me, I don't know why, I've never forgotten him. We were like, I don't even know, I must have been like 9 or something. I don't know when that movie came out. But there was a kid next to me who had already seen it like 5 times. And I was just like, and he was just so excited telling me about it. And I was just like, yeah, this is awesome. And I don't know why. You know how some people just never leave your memory? That kid's one of them.
Yeah, where it's such a formative memory. It's stuck in your mind forever.
Well, because I'd never been. I think that was the first movie I saw there. I can't remember honestly which one was which, but I'm just looking up at this giant screen that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Because we'd only been to like the Tandy 10 and the Carmike 150, 50-cent movies. We were poor, dude. Like, what the
And
fuck?
this was like a full-fledged big
I mean,
theater.
monstrous.
Yeah.
You walk in the foyer and you're like, what the fuck?
I can still in my mind, like, I remember what it
Mm-hmm.
smells like in there. Like the smell of the village.
Just working there and got to see like the old projector room and got to like crawl underneath. There was an underneath all those stairs.
Yeah.
There's a secret door where they used to vend the candy and the popcorn, and you could go underneath those stairs.
Like underneath the stage or underneath the
No,
where
like
the
seats.
Seats are.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, cool.
Cool. It's so
Damn.
cool. Just being able to like mess around where you were as a child and have like all these like, oh, and this and this. And now it's gone. I cried like a fucking baby the day we locked those doors, man.
Oh man.
I mean, I was a puddle. I hated it so much.
It's sad how, but that's life.
It is.
And everything has its phases and comes and goes.
And it wouldn't be around even now, even if it had stayed open.
Yeah.
So it went out on a high point
But it was so unique. I always think one of my favorite memories of that place is the music video for that Tristan Betrayal song, I Don't Believe in Fairy Tales, where
What a drop.
I know. It's the ghost inside is talking about like making vocal dust or something. And they're standing in front of the village and the signs in the background. You see the dome. And he's like, yeah, you just mix it up and you put it in your ass. You get high for a week. And then the song starts. But you know what's funny? I show that video to my friends in California all the time. I tell them they know everything about this place. A lot of them are like, you kind of make me want to go visit. Like they want. There's a bunch of people that were disappointed they couldn't like come out here for it, but plane tickets are astronomical. But yeah, I always talk about the crazy random shit that has happened here and my life growing up in Arkansas. I'm like, they love it.
That's one thing about Arkansas is if you know someone here and you come from another place, most people are like, it's like just a shit town. You gotta, if you get a local where we can take you and show you why it's just this crazy place.
It's a set of circumstances growing up that is wholly unique, where we had access to big bands and musical celebrities that were just hanging out with us, and we're doing weird, crazy shit because there's not even that much stuff to do here. We made our own fun up.
That's why I've got a lot of crimes I can't talk about.
Yeah,
you have to have fun.
As long as they're not convictions, then you're good. Statute of limitations.
Bingo. That's what I keep telling Kurt.
Yeah, you want to name some of your favorite crimes that you've done?
Explosions are probably the most favorite ones, where you make things go boom. Sadly, yes.
Oh, okay. Creating an improvised explosive device is a crime now? Thanks a lot, Joe Biden.
Thanks, man. Damn, fuck. Can't have fun, I guess. Oh, well, I'll go take a nap.
Yeah. I mean, I think every kid who ended up being in a punk rock had a phase where they were lighting shit on fire.
Well, you're lighting a lot of shit on fire.
Because it's Arkansas.
Lots of things. Had a big field, so we had guns. Shoot everything you want to throw away, you shoot it first.
Sure.
Them's the rules. I don't make them.
A TV? Shoot
I'm just
it.
abiding by it. Yeah, I've shot many a TV, sir.
Yeah.
Hatcheted them, bent them in half, ran over them with cars. I almost shot my friend's fucking head off with a piece of sheet metal one time. Because we used to do burnouts on top of old roof tin with transmission fluid because it made it extra smoky. And one time it came flying out, and it went to his face. He thought, we were like, he's dead. And for some reason, the wind or something caught it, and it went,
holy
and
cow.
then fell straight down in front of him.
That's scary.
Unbelievable.
Man,
that happened in my front yard. I almost decapitated my friend.
That's a memory you would never forget. Decapitating your friend.
Well, you don't forget almost doing it either. Turns out equally as fucking scary.
Jesus. Yeah.
Less traumatizing, same amount of scary.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because he lived.
What's his name?
His name's Cody. He lives in Broussard, Louisiana. That's where he's from, which is near Lafayette.
Yeah.
But
Cody, if you're listening, he's gonna come finish the job.
Oh man, he's like an adult now.
That's how time works.
His dad owned a really cool welding company, and that's why they were here. Like he sold it off, but that's what now he owns a company. He's doing good.
Nice.
He's
good.
fine. He's not out there chasing dreams like this idiot.
Chase your dreams.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
It's fine. It's fun. I'm having a fucking blast.
You get to do these conversations with cool people, and you get to go play shows and do your thing, man.
Yeah. Tell your friends in Cali. Hey, check out Crashcast.
I will. They will. I will make all of them listen to this.
Please do.
Yeah, they're gonna run up.
We have Patreon. Please subscribe to Patreon.
What's the Patreon?
What is the Patreon? Crashcast.
Patreon.com/Crashcast.
Is it podcast at the end? Or pod? It's just Crashcast.
And what are the tiers?
They're all the same, but one has merch. It's 5, 10, 20. They're all the same stuff, but one has like a merch tier.
If you're in Arkansas, subscribe to the Patreon because that helps this thing keep going, and equipment.
I just got my home studio up, so that's where like a lot of the content's going to start coming from.
Yeah.
And we're trying to think of things where we can do micro pods to put on there.
Little episodes?
Like a little mini-sodes, like a little 20-minute street side something, just
cool.
something.
Yeah, because it's good to have exclusive content that's on there because that really does drive people.
I think that's what it is.
It is because, you'll get the people who just want to support, but then I subscribe to a lot of Patreons because I want the extra content for things like a lot of podcasts I like. I am on their Patreon.
So what's some of your favorite stuff? Because here I have one that's like Stories with Cory, where I can tell some of my more crazy stories. because I have more than you would assume I have.
I think that you must
I
have
lived-
thousands of
I
funny
lived
stories.
a really wild life for a long time, like from young age.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just when you live in the woods, man, you gotta fucking make shit fun, and
Yeah.
you do crazy shit. And there wasn't a lot of
You make your own fun and it's chaotic.
yeah. And your parents, I was a latchkey kid. You're
Yep.
by yourself a lot.
I was an only kid too, so I understand how that goes.
It's crazy. It's fucking. But I thought of that. That's a cool segment. I'm thinking like these little mini-sodes.
You know, there's a podcast that I listen to that I've been listening to it for 10 years, and
Wow.
it just finished. They did their final episode, nearly 600 episodes of this podcast. It's called If I Were You.
Okay.
It's by these guys, Jake and Amir. They used to be on College Humor back in the day,
Oh.
and I've just been following them ever since. But their podcast is an advice show. It's If I Were You, what would I do?
Oh, neat.
And people write in with sticky situations, weird scenarios, and like, what do I do here? What do I do about this? And they give you advice. And I always think that's such a fun sort of podcast idea. So if that would be cool if you did like people write weird problems you're having, and it's anonymous, obviously.
I thought about adding something like that to the stories Cory thing, where I read their stories and react to their story.
Yeah, that would be super fun.
Or maybe be like, man, I wish I could be there and kind of reimagine if you were in that moment.
Yeah.
Because I love, man, that's where my brain goes. You tell me a moment, I try to put myself in there and inject
I can like
something completely
visualize
unrealistic.
it, like I was there. You
Yeah.
know? But that would be cool if you had Patreon exclusive content. But
That's
people
my main goal.
subscribe. It
Yeah.
helps. It really, really
It
helps people.
infinitely. We get like, I think it's like 50 or 70 bucks a month, which is amazing. It pays for most things. And now we're trying to find a place to like have this like be.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our conversation yesterday. Like, what do we do? How do we do it? It's like,
Yeah.
put up a poll, see what people like. There's another podcast that I absolutely am infatuated with. It's like that. It's called Are You Garbage? Have you heard of this?
Is that where people are like, "Hey, this is what I did. Am I an asshole?"
No,
Is that
no,
what
it's
it is?
kind of like that. It's like, but
Okay.
it's the premise is, are you like they take actors and comedians, and they just go, you know, do you use bar soap? Are you garbage if you're cut, or what's the one? Are you garbage if any member of your family's ever been on TV for a crime? Like
Well,
exactly.
then I would be.
So they go and their Patreon is like 10,000 people strong.
Yeah.
And they inject the questions, and the show just puts that to the guest. It's the most brilliant structure of a podcast
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Having a podcast structure where the audience helps create the content is also just
That's why they're
Yeah.
is so strong. I mean,
Yeah.
they're making $100,000 a month just off Patreon.
Yep.
That's not including the YouTube. Their YouTube numbers are through the fucking roof. You should check it out.
I
It's
will.
funnier than a motherfucker. They're two dudes from, I think it's Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
or like right up above it. They have the accent and everything. It's phenomenal. And they're funny as hell. They've been buddies for a while. One's like this sweet, lovable bear man. He's a giant human.
You know I love a bear.
He's a giant human. He's sweet, but he's less in the brain, you know.
In the brain department.
You know, he's got a little less. Like, he
Yeah.
says shit that'll just blow your fucking mind. You can't believe he just said, you're like, that's what you, like, here's one. When he leaves, I know I'm just pitching this show, but whatever.
Oh.
When you leave somewhere, like a hotel, he tells it goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, hotel. Like,
Bye.
and then he closes the door. It's something he admitted to. I was like, dude, I would be like, wait, who'd you just say bye to? The room.
Bye, hotel.
Well, we can't be friends anymore.
He sounds really nice.
He's amazing. And then the other guy just is like, you can tell they're best buds because they're just ripping on each other the
Yeah.
entire time.
They have good chemistry.
They're also incredibly open. They talk about their finances, what they spend their money on. They have these goals. So when they get to like 10,000 Patreon subscribers, they're like, we're going to go to Disneyland, but we're going to be drunk as fuck or something crazy.
It's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
I went to Disneyland for the first time a few months ago. It was crazy. It's really cool.
It seems miserable. Is it fine?
At least going to the one in California, the weather is not too like punishing, so you can walk around and it's not like you're getting destroyed by the sun all day as much. It was fun. I
Did
got
you do
to
any of the rides or anything, or just
yeah.
walk around?
I did some of the rides. The food out there is actually really good, and is not as crazy priced as most theme parks are. Like you can get some good food, and like they have weird like pickle corn dogs and like just strange
Well, they have
menu
food
items
from like everywhere, right? Like it's
Yeah.
all around the globe.
They have all sorts of stuff. And there's 2 parks too. There's Disneyland and California Adventure and so many rides. I want to go back. I'd like that.
Really?
Be fun.
You gonna turn into one of those Disney adults?
Fuck no. I'm not a Disney adult. But I am a guy who likes a roller coaster every now and then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, I gave roller coasters a shot once, and the fucking thing broke the very first one I ever went on, and I never went back on another one. No thanks.
Don't test your luck.
My buddy Cody with the sheet metal,
Yeah.
same guy. I was in there with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all broke the roller coaster?
We did. We were both in the ass end of the thing, and it shifted, like one of the wheels shifted in our cart. Terrifying.
That is scary.
And what's even crazier, on the most weak-ass roller coaster of weak-ass roller coasters, Fire in the Hole in Branson.
Ah, Branson.
Yeah.
Ah, good times in Branson.
Yeah. Just some
I want to go to Dolly
go-karts.
Stampede. You been to Dolly Stampede up there?
Maybe.
It used to be called Dixie Stampede, but then
I did
they
see
changed
George
it.
Jones there.
You
He
saw
actually
George-
showed up.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize how cool of a moment it actually was because I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I sat and watched the whole show, and now I'm glad I was old enough to remember it. I was like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
It was cool. Very cool.
You should go
Like-
to Branson.
Chill.
We can go to Branson right now after this if you want to.
Dude, I would love that, actually. They make
Kurt,
sure
you
their hands
down?
there.
Okay.
Patreon content.
Patreon content.
Kurt's
the
not
gang
down.
goes
Kurt,
to Branson.
Kurt's not down because he got to walk around and be outside a bunch.
Yeah. What are you gonna do at the gym?
Ooh. What do you do at the gym?
Lift the weights.
You're a weightlifter? Not
Yeah.
cardio?
I've been trying to do more cardio. I actually have a bodybuilding coach now.
Are you trying to get like all the hardcore kids? Get them fucking muscles up, put the chest out, and scare people.
Yeah.
Next time we see him, he's just trapped up. Hey, his voice is a couple octaves different.
Hey, it's me, Darby.
It's from the steroids.
It's from the steroids. No, my bodybuilding coach set me down. Was like, whatever you do in life, don't ever do steroids.
Right.
Because
There's no turning
he's a
back.
professional bodybuilder. His training partner is the guy who played Arnold Schwarzenegger in his biopic. Like, he's a real deal. He grew up on Muscle Beach. His name's Brad Bisbin.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and he's awesome. But it's cool having like an actual like coach to do these sessions with, because you can push yourself pretty far on your own,
Sure.
but not ever as far as someone coaching you and pushing you for you.
Well, and doing it right. Man, so
Yeah.
many people get injured because they are just flying out by the seat of their pants.
that they don't know what they're doing and they
No.
do something wrong.
The
but
weights are dangerous as fuck.
yeah, you have to respect them. That's
Yeah.
why when I go in, I warm up with no weight on the bar or anything like that. I do stretches because I see people roll into the gym. They throw 45 plates on and start benching immediately. Like, brother, you didn't even warm the car up.
Exactly.
And now you're revving the engine at 9,000 RPM. Like, you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, I always ran when I was going to the gym. Clearly, I am not. But always ran a mile or two first and then did some stretches.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if I was alone, Smith machine for bench and shit. That way, if you fall, it doesn't crush you.
You know, I don't do bench press anymore.
It's scary. I
I've
don't like it.
completely. I hurt my wrist doing bench press this last year, and I realized that bench press is not even a good exercise.
Not really.
If it's not a good chest exercise, I mean, it really just overstresses your shoulders and
Yeah.
your wrists. And I boycotted bench press, and my chest has never been bigger.
Really?
I do only other exercises for chest. So yeah, kids, don't do bench press. It's not even good for you. It's inefficient and it's just a bad exercise.
And it feels like you're gonna.
And you can hurt yourself.
You see the videos of people dropping it all the time. Just
yeah,
get out of here.
Don't even do that. It's not worth it.
No, that one and the heavy squats. Just do regular.
I love
do
heavy squats.
Oh, just do what you can lift.
Well, yeah, obviously you have to do the weight that is
You see the
correct
guy,
for
and
you.
he's got like they're doing 1,000 pounds and the bars like this, and then he dies. He
And
fucking dies.
instantly.
Yeah,
just
he
evaporates.
crumbles up. He crumples up like a fucking can.
But that's the funniest thing is when people go. It's called ego lifting.
Oh, okay,
It's when
cool.
people go put 1,000,000 pounds on the bar and try to do one rep and they can't even do it and they hurt themselves. It's like, why What's the point of that?
I mean, I get setting goals and being like, oh, I did 400-pound
training.
deadlifts, but training is like everything.
Proper training is very important. And yeah. Also at my gym, people openly talk about doing steroids. And I'm like,
Oh,
wow.
I'm sure.
And you still don't have any legs. What's going on?
What's up, Birdman?
What's up, Tony Hawk?
Yeah.
I've said too many negative things involving Tony Hawk. I love him.
I love him. I adore him. I listen to his podcast now too.
Oh, he has a podcast.
Yeah.
I
Him
should
and
listen to
Jason
that.
Ellis.
Really?
Uh-huh. They just did the X Games together too. The
That's
announcing.
cool. Yeah, the X Games this year, some crazy runs.
Unbelievable.
Crazy runs.
I've
I'm
seen
forgetting the
just a
little
few.
kid, this little kid from Japan. I'm really blanking on his name right now.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I
He had one of
rewatched
the
it.
best runs I've ever seen in my entire life. He did a double flip varial in the middle of his run, and I never see people do that trick. Some people call it a nightmare flip.
That's
But you don't ever see people do that, especially not in the middle of a competition run.
Yeah.
And he's, oh my gosh. The,
He's like
skaters
14?
coming from
He's like
Japan
13 or
are
something?
crazy. He's 13.
13.
He's 13. And the skaters coming from Japan right now are unreal. Some of the best skateboarding I've ever seen. Yuta
Discipline.
Horigame, like these
They
people
got
are
it.
incredible.
They know how to focus in on a thing. It's cultural.
Yeah,
Just
like having
that's your
having
shit.
parents that support your discipline
Mhm.
and having parents that, you know, they believe the kids when they say, I want this to be my passion, I want this to be my what I do for a living, and they throw all their weight behind it and support them. Where in America it's not always like that.
Good luck.
When you are like, oh, I want to be a professional skateboarder, your parents are like, get a job.
Are you sure? Well, even the some are just like, are you sure? Because there's only like 7 of them.
Yeah, I heard that a lot.
Especially a long time ago. Well, being a musician I feel like it was way easier. You just had to kick fucking ass and go places. Now it's like, well, you better be
It's all about-
1,000 things.
Yeah, and making video content, being
And
expert
a marketing genius better be the first fucking thing you're good at.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if you suck. We got software we can make you not suck.
Yeah, the software will make you good.
That's right.
But are you good at marketing yourself? That's one thing that I'm realizing now that as I'm making solo music, that it's not 2016 anymore, and I can't
No.
just throw this shit up on
That's
Bandcamp and expect it to
Even
do
your
numbers.
friends are like, bitch, we don't give a fuck. There's 10,000 things to listen to.
Yeah.
You're like, thanks, friends.
But what I realized is that the other day I was making little promo videos of just playing little clips of the I Was Afraid songs and putting them on Instagram, and those got like 2,500, 3,000 views.
See,
like
we were just talking about this yesterday.
And I realized like, I need to make video content for my music. What am I need to like play
And
the
it's
game how it is
the
now.
only thing that fucking matters now.
Yeah, because people just look at videos on their phone or they.
TikTok and Spotify. I follow
Yeah.
a few people, and that are in the industry. That is the only 2 things they don't give a fuck about shit else. They
Yeah.
don't. That's the 2 things.
That's
they don't
where-
care if you
that's where
play
people
1,000
are.
shows. They don't care if you sold 100 records. None of that matters anymore. It's these 2 things.
Yeah.
Can they market you? Can you market yourself? But I'm over here thinking, isn't that your fucking job? My job is to be
Yeah.
badass live and crush it and write good songs. Your job is to market me.
That's a
Why do
lane,
I
though.
fucking need you? Why do we
Right.
need labels if I'm already doing all the fuck? I figured myself out. Fuck you.
Yeah. It's still a lane though, being really, really great live musicians. That's still a lane for success, but it's much narrower than it ever was. And the other lane that's much wider now is creating content that people will
Every day.
like on their phone.
Yes.
And lots of small content drip to remind people. And it's more digital now than ever. I think that some people in Arkansas would really benefit from thinking about that, people spend a lot of time and effort and energy playing a lot of shows where they should refocus a little bit of that energy towards making content that some random dude in Finland might see on their
There's
Instagram
bands doing
feed.
it here. That
Yeah,
they,
and when you do that, you will see success. You'll see if the songs are good, they will catch.
yeah, and they do. They do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a real thing. I'm just being old and curmudgeon-y, but
Yeah,
it's,
same.
it's not, like I don't have the fucking time for that. I don't have time. I don't have free time.
You have multiple jobs and a podcast.
And what am I supposed to do that for all 4 of my bands? What the fuck? Because
Yeah.
I want to be in all 4 bands. I don't give a fuck if one of them made it. I still want to be in the other 4 or the
Right.
other 3 or whatever.
Right.
Probably even more because then I'd have.
I feel like if you
fun,
got
such a
one
thing.
band that blew up, you'd be in 10 bands.
I would. I 100% would. And I'd still do the podcast too because I'm a fucking glutton for punishment.
Yeah, but you like to create.
I do.
That's one of the things that makes you happy is creating
I
things.
think it's the thing.
Yeah.
Work, I don't have any problem working hard. I'll work hard all day, every day, 24/7 if I have to.
And even in
But-
your professional,
Yeah.
outside you create things too.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, my job is to create. I do tile work, but it's custom tile work. I don't just come in and lay tile on a floor.
That's why I want a new job, because my job is sending emails for 8 hours. And I'm just like, man, maybe I would like a job where I create something or do something that's more substantial than stare at a white box and like bug people about servers.
But I feel like that job. See, that's where my brain goes. Maybe that would be good because then I'd be on my computer, right? Because
My work computer.
Now I'm at the spot where I need to be to do both my job and my content.
True.
Because when I'm at work, there's no such thing as create content.
Yeah.
I'm dirty as fuck. I've got concrete all over my hands,
Right.
It's not a fun environment. There's dust everywhere.
That is one thing about working from home, is that in between the work, in between like the meetings and the calls and things like that, you do have time to spin around, get on your other computer and work on something for a little bit, or go do the dishes, or like,
Right.
When you're not at home, you don't have that same type of flexibility to like do both during the day.
Yeah. That's
But
why
then the work from home stuff creeps into your everyday life after work too, which is weird. It's something I've had to like kind of like put a stop on, of like, no, you can't talk to me after 5. Don't text me. Don't email me. Don't call me.
You talking about your job?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because they're like, well, you're there. We know you're there.
Yeah, they know you're available because everyone has their phone on them.
Everyone. Oh, also, we can just peek through your camera. We
Yeah,
see you, Darby.
You're on salary. Don't you want to work forever?
Uh-huh. And ever and,
And ever and ever.
Ooh.
Yeah. Infinite production. But, it's not all that bad.
It's not. I think it's just a healthy... I overextend myself, admittedly.
Yeah.
I'm a dummy. But it's like... I think it's better that way because I would just lose my fucking mind.
Yeah. If you're not stretching, you're contracting.
Yeah, and then I get bored, and then boredom is not good for me.
Boredom is when you start thinking too much.
Yeah, I'm not good at boredom. I mean, sleep. I think in my sleep. I used to think everyone could control their dreams. Lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
Turns out, no, I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because my mind's just fucking racing 24/7.
You need some time to disconnect.
I need, like, a good coma.
Yeah.
Like a day.
Yeah. Just no thoughts,
Just one day.
no nothing.
Yeah.
Just turn it all off.
That's what I say. When I die, people aren't going to go, oh, he could have done more. Like, rest now.
Rest now, my child.
Yeah.
You've earned it.
You earned this nap.
this big kiss goodnight.
Even then, I'll be in the fucking thing like, why is he twitching?
He's trying to get
My
up.
nerves are just used to movement. I'm the first zombie.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, that would be wicked.
Yeah, that would be cool, being the first zombie.
If you're number one forever. No one forgets you.
You ain't first, you're last.
That's right.
That's what they say, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, but if I had the choice, though, between being a zombie, a vampire, or a werewolf, which one would you pick?
Zombie kind of sucks. Vampires,
Vampires are kind
Awesome.
of sexy.
well, you have infinite money because you've been around forever.
Okay,
You know how to
all
game
right.
the system. You own
Yeah.
all kinds. They're all
You own the banks.
Exactly.
Somehow.
You know, well, you own a bank. You own something. You've been
Bank of
around too long.
Transylvania.
Yeah. You see things. You can, but then werewolf, that one kind of sucks too because you don't have control over yourself when you're a werewolf.
Exactly.
You're
though.
lost in the. You're its prisoner.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe I would pick that. So you're not having to think about your taxes. You're not having to think
for like
about
a night every full moon once a month.
So you can get a rest. You can just go be the beast.
Right.
And go rip some
Just
like
eat a couple
person
people.
up.
Yeah.
And then just turn the thoughts off, and that you're done.
What do you think the after werewolf shit is like?
Oh, amazing.
You know,
Well,
you just got a belly full of people parts.
Yeah, how does that work?
Because your digestive system's got to change up too, right? You got to go from wolf digestive to human.
Back. Yeah, man.
Like, do you?
Has anyone ever like explored that in media ever? I've never thought about
I don't think
that.
so, but that would be a great comedy bit.
That's
Just-
Patreon content.
You get up and there's just a finger in your toilet.
When the first time. Oh my god. Yeah, because I remember when I went to Wendy's once, there was a finger in that chili.
Yeah.
It's extra protein, baby.
Delicious. Is
You
this
know,
a wedding ring?
Apparently, that didn't actually happen or something. Like, the it happened in San Jose. Shout out to my friend Devin for telling me about this. He's from San Jose, and the chili incident happened there at a Wendy's. But apparently, it was like she grabbed like a cadaver finger or something, and then said it happened, but then there was no proof that it happened, and then she tried to like sue them or something. I'm totally misremembering.
I remember this vaguely. I remember the chili. There was chili involved in a thing. It's like there was another one involving monster. It was a rat.
A rat in
Like
a monster can?
in the can. Yeah. There was a rat in the can. They said they drank the whole thing and then they noticed something was in it and there was a dead mouse in there.
Was that true?
I don't think it's they were like the machines that
how
fill
could
these
that
drinks up.
happen?
It's not possible because they go from they're open. The top of the can's not on there.
Yeah.
And then a machine with hoses and all that fills it in. So the thing would have had to, because right after that is a capper. So
Yeah.
it would have had to crawl in. I mean,
As
maybe
it
it
was
could have
being
happened.
filled.
I guess it could have happened.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are the fucking odds?
Yeah.
You know? But they do make probably 2 million of those things a day.
One time there was a bug in my Trader Joe's salad.
I get that. I mean, bugs love salad.
They love it.
That makes perfect
They
sense.
love
I've had
it.
hair in a taco before.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me when there's like hair in
It doesn't
food
bother me.
because like it's human beings are making your food.
That's
like,
right.
What's gonna happen to me if I eat a hair? Nothing.
Nothing.
At all.
You eat a
Like,
lot more of them than you think, especially if you own pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You probably accidentally breathe in a million hairs. If you have
Absolutely.
a few dogs.
They're sleeping next to you in the night. You're 100% ingesting a few hairs.
Yeah. Do you do that? You let your pet sleep in the bed with you?
Fuck yeah, and he's as big as me.
What? Not the dog I saw.
No, that's not my dog. I wish he was. I
Who
would
was
steal him
that?
if it was.
That's our neighbor.
No, if my dog was here, he would stare at you from here. He'd be looking at you.
I give him a microphone.
Yeah. Oh, he would lick it. He's the best. He's the best. He's huge as fuck, but he is the nicest dog.
Yeah.
He's
I like big
scary to look
dogs.
at.
I really want to get a dog pretty soon. I want us to get my boyfriend wants a Chihuahua and I want like a pit bull and I want them to grow up together. Like the big dog,
Like a
little
big
dog.
little dog. Yeah.
Yeah, cuz you know
Like Oliver and Company.
Yeah, exactly. Oliver and Company. You
Hey,
want
man.
a
Cheech
big,
Marin,
you
fucking
want a
Chihuahua.
big dog to be there to protect the little dog
Right.
in the scenarios where they're outside together or something.
Like a little street team.
Little street team. They'll put up posters for us.
Hey, you do it. You start an Instagram, and you just make T-shirts with their two little faces on it, and
Yeah.
make like Instagram their journeys together. Boom! Now you're a fucking Instagram millionaire.
Yep.
It's that easy, I think.
I need to be less lazy about creating online
Well, and you
content.
live in a perfect place because no one's gonna look at you like you're crazy. You do that shit here,
No,
people
you
are
can,
like,
you can vlog
"That's
in
crazy
public.
person."
You
Yeah.
can vlog in public in LA and people won't think twice.
you have to see it every day, right? Someone walking with a stick in their face.
I do see it often, a lot. Like even like walking down the sidewalk
Yeah.
in my neighborhood, like people like vlogging with a camera or like something that's out that they're holding. Or a lot of times you'll be like, oh, let's go to this restaurant, and you get there and it's closed because they're filming something. In there.
Oh, crazy!
You're like they're filming a scene in a restaurant, or it is weird. Like literally being in Hollywood and around Hollywood, production is happening all over the town often. So you see real celebrities, real production crews, fake celebrities who think they're real celebrities, influencers who are trying to be influencers.
You see from the top to the bottom in one sidewalk.
Literally, yeah. Right next to Jennifer Lopez is some girl who's like doing a TikTok dance on
Right.
on the street.
Wow. While someone's doing a Paramore cover, and there's also
Yeah.
somebody vlogging the meal they're having while you're having your moment.
Yeah.
Wild.
It is sometimes surreal and bizarre to be there.
Yeah, because if you saw that here, you'd be like, what the fuck is happening? I'm leaving.
Yeah, they would get bullied. They would get bullied for doing something like that.
I just don't know if I could handle it. The chaos of the whole moment. But I'd try to want to see all the moments
Yeah.
and not be able to be in the moment. It would stress me out. I'd be like, I gotta go.
Yeah, I think that's why I had to stop smoking weed, because too many moments are happening at all times. And I need to be sober to even handle the moments.
Yeah. That's what I think about. New York, same. Chicago, same. It's just so much all the time. People in Chicago, I've been there twice, they don't look up.
No.
They're just looking down the entire time, just going. They don't see you at all.
It's kind of nice, though. In Arkansas, people will perceive you much more out in public, Where in Los Angeles, like people will leave you alone and they don't even look up at you, and like you're in the
get
grocery
that.
store, they're not gonna even glance your way.
Right.
And sometimes I catch
Or give you a
myself in
look.
those my southern moments of like I'm walking by someone in my neighborhood, and I'm like, and they don't even look at me. I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah.
sorry, I'm the asshole. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I was just trying to, be
I just wanna say
cordial.
hi.
Yeah, hi.
But I guess I was being weird.
Yeah, you're the weird one there. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I had a Southern hospitality is such a weird thing because it's real, and you don't know that until people from outside there experience it. We had
Yeah.
a guy from California one time. I used to just leave my door unlocked. Friends, you just come in.
Could just come in.
You just come in the house. It's
Mm-hmm.
normal. And they did that, and their friend stayed outside, and he kind of peeked his head, and he goes, "Hey." I was like, "Hey,
Can I
come in?" I was like, "Yeah, they came in." He's like,
Yeah.
"You just let people come in your house?" I was like, "You don't?" And he was like, you would
You don't leave
die.
your door unlocked.
You would die." And I was like, "Oh, well, you live in the wrong place. Yeah, come on in."
Yeah.
He couldn't believe it. Could not believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely those cultural differences. But when you live in a big multicultural world city,
True.
it's sort of like everyone has to default to this like new sort of like customary standard way of interacting with each other, because everyone from everywhere lives there.
That's true.
Of every type of, from every country in the world, every type of community. And it's really awesome, and I love that about it. But, it's one of those things where everyone has to kind of like convert to the LA
To
way.
make sure it goes good.
Yeah.
Like, we all have to be here. You can't have 10,000 tiny little communities going on, or it won't work.
Yeah, everyone has to be part of the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And which is cool. I like
I
that
get
about that. And man, all the food places of all the different like
Y'all have it all. It has it all. That is one thing I would like to experience there.
a recent love of mine has been Ethiopian food.
Really?
Incredible.
What is it?
It's a lot of times there are these really, really big platters of a lot of different stewed vegetables and different meats with all these spices that taste very, very unique. And they have this type of, it's almost like a naan sort of like bread, like, from Indian food.
I love naan.
But it's like this really spongy type of bread, and I can't remember what it's called, but you just grab stuff off the platter with the spongy bread, and you have them like little tacos that you eat. And I've stuffed myself to the brim with Ethiopian food.
That's like chips and dip, baby. I can't
yeah,
have
you
enough.
just keep going and going and going, and they bring you a mountain of this bread, of this like spongy bread stuff.
God
It's so
bless
good.
them.
Oh, and Korean food, Korean barbecue is some of my favorite out there, where you get to cook the meat at the table
Yeah.
with your friends. That's a great experience.
A nice communal thing.
Japanese curry places. Shout out to Koko Ichibanya in K-Town.
Coco Ichibanya. Everything's got a crazy name there.
Yeah.
Every time I hear somebody, they're like, "Where'd you go?"
Ichiban means number one in Japanese.
Oh, so they're number one.
And I think, I could be wrong about this, but Coco, I think, is just them saying curry. Of like, that's just like slang for curry. Maybe.
So it's just like curry number one.
Best curry
Best
or
curry.
something.
Yeah.
And it is. We go there all the time. It's one of the only places that you have easy parking in LA, so I'm always there. You tell me a place has a parking garage, I'm like, okay, I'll go there.
Oh, true.
I don't have to
Yeah,
find
I don't even
street
think
parking.
about that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You try
Even downtown here, it's like, there's a fucking
a million,
gravel lot.
A million parking
Yeah,
lots,
yeah.
a million parking spaces.
They took away the two under the bridge.
Yeah, I saw that in
Downtown.
River Market.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to. This is weird. I'd never been to Flying Fish. I had never been there before.
Wow.
And they took me there, and it was good to see the River Market. But damn, Flying Fish is good. It's so good.
There's some pretty good spots down there.
I don't know why I was thinking this, but I thought it was like connected to or the same thing as the Flying Saucer.
Well, there's the
And-
flying burrito, flying fish, and flying saucer.
And Flying Saucer to me is nothing special. So I
Right.
never thought about, but it's totally separate and it's amazing.
Yeah. We got some decent food. We got a Gus's down there now. It's fine. It's not as good as the original Gus's in Memphis.
Yeah,
Which
Gus's is good. Gus's is really good.
Yeah.
They have that in LA now, and it's fantastic.
They have Gus's in LA?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's not a ton of them, but the thing about it though is
Wow,
on the west side of LA, there is no catfish. There is no barbecue. Barbecue in LA is a joke.
Oh,
It is a joke.
yeah.
Because they're not even technically allowed to smoke meat outside, like
'Cause of the
city
fires.
regulations
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. So when I came here, I was like, I need soul food. I need southern food. I need catfish. I need
I
barbecue.
need Sims right now, and then they tell you it burned down, and then you cry a little.
Well-
Sims is gone.
Well, Whole Hog is my spot.
Okay.
When my boyfriend gets in on Friday, and
Going
he
to
loves
Whole
it
Hog.
too. He's like, we have to go. I'm like, yeah, that's the first place we're going is Whole Hog. Get all
Nice.
You can get most food in LA, but just not that, and I need it.
Yeah.
Need it so bad.
It's like the one. It's like that, and I guess Waffle House.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
the two best things.
that was the first place I went for
Although-
food.
Barbecue's expensive. Period. And like in Texas, it's very expensive, and that's like the mecca of barbecue.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what a fucking brisket plate would cost in California.
$45.
Well, this is $37.
$45, and that's not including a drink.
Oh my God.
I mean, I might exaggerate slightly, but not really.
What do you want? Here, you can have sand to drink for free.
And it's that type of big city gentrified barbecue where it comes on the silver platter with the paper sheet, and it's one strip of brisket and like a pickle.
Yes, and that's
like,
$45.
it's bullshit.
Yeah. No, this needs to be on a paper fucking plate. I want beer with half a label missing because it's sweated off because it's been hot twice.
Uh-huh.
I don't want, I want from the bag bread, bitch. I don't care about your custom loaf, you motherfucker. Wonder. Slice.
Yes, Wonder Bread.
Yes,
It
on
has
the
to
plate.
be Wonder Bread. It has to
God.
be Wonder Bread. Oh man, and they need 6-7 sauces at the table. I need every different type
All
of
of it.
sauce. I went to this one place called Bledsoe's in LA that's a barbecue spot, and it was bad for normal standards, but okay for there.
Sure.
And I asked, like, do you have any other types of sauces? And they looked at me like I had grown 2 heads.
Yep.
They're like, what do you mean? Like,
Multiple sauce. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
where's the variety? Come on.
I need all the sauce. And the macaroni better have some overcooked bits in it. Or I don't want it.
And I don't want it.
Little crispy edges from the edge, you know?
Do you like coleslaw?
No, I'll
That's
throw
a shame.
it. My wife loves it. So we always.
What about it do you not like?
Huh?
You don't like
the
it?
fact that it's vegetables and gross.
Oh, you don't like vegetables?
No. Look at me. Does it look like I like vegetables, Darby?
Big guys can eat vegetables.
I eat green beans,
Okay, that's a vegetable.
and I recently learned that I like.
You must like fried okra.
Fuck no. Mm-mm. It's a texture issue. Yeah. Hey, go ahead and put it on Darby's camera. He's giving a good stare. There you go. Yep.
He doesn't like fried okra, folks.
I don't like a lot of things. I'm the pickiest eater. I
So
like
good.
arugula. I found out
It is.
but it has to be with fried chicken, or I'll throw it
Okay.
across the table. No sauce,
No sauce.
dry. Unless it's like a barbecue or something, but no like
Do you like
dressing.
collard greens?
Nope.
Okay.
Potatoes, is that a vegetable?
Not even.
Okay,
Not even close to that.
take that off the plate.
What about
Ooh, what's the white one? It's
hominy?
like, no. It's like it looks like broccoli, cauliflower, but only if it's got all the butter in the world in it. Because fuck my arteries.
Yeah.
It does defeat the purpose. But
I think when you hit 40, you're going to enter your vegetable era.
I'm already slowly starting. So I didn't taste arugula until last year.
Taste it? You never tasted it?
No, I can't stand it.
What
the
about
smell of lettuce pisses me off.
this? What does lettuce even smell like?
Shit, I hate it. It must be me. It's a me thing. Hey, I'm very like it's a me thing.
Yeah.
I have a weird texture issue. Anything that's mushy, I'll throw it up immediately. I've done it to people so they'll see what happens to me. It's a violent reaction. My brain and mush stuff, it ain't happening.
I'm the type of person, I'm like a food person in the sense that there's nearly nothing that I
You're just like, just
discriminate
give it to
against.
me.
Yeah, maybe the only thing that I kind of don't like food texture wise is like cherry tomatoes. I don't like that they like explode like a gusher. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you just fucked me up saying it. Oh,
Sorry.
no. I didn't know they did that. That's gross. Oh, what about pizza sauce? That's a vegetable, sort of. It's like a smoothie.
It's from tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you like pasta with like red sauce?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, love
You like
pasta.
onions?
I love the flavor of onions, but they
Yeah.
squeak on my teeth. So I'll put them like in a bag and then pull out the bag. So I get the flavor, but not the onion.
You'll put them in a bag.
They
What
have
do you
cooking
mean?
bags for onions. It'll like the sweat of the onion will get in the food, the flavor. but it won't get the
You're
onion
blowing
in the
my
food.
mind right now.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is crazy.
I'm insane.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
When it comes to food, I'm a crazy person.
What's your favorite food?
I mean,
Pizza rolls.
yeah, basically. Pizza, the Ninja Turtles really won with me.
Yeah.
You know, I was a child. They were out. Pizza was king. God, I've eaten more pizza than probably any food ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fact. I'm willing to say that's factual.
Okay, so pizza number 1.
Pizza number 1, and it's just simple. Chicken. Like, hey, do you want some chicken nuggets? Fuck yeah, I want chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
All of them. How many?
I
in
love
the bag?
chicken nuggets too.
50? I'll eat 50 chicken nuggets. That's fine. Barbecue. I love barbecue.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Anything protein based, anything meat based you're enjoying. Do you like sushi?
No, and you know what? I've tried it 3 different times, 3 different ways, 3 different people telling me you just haven't had it the right way, and I do it, and every time it's a fucking just visceral reaction. Love rice. Is rice a vegetable?
No, it's a grain.
Okay, well,
It's a grain.
can't include that. That's about it, man. So 3.
It's
It's
know,
shocking, I know.
yeah, I don't know what I can really say to you on this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge you too hard because you're stuck in your ways at this point. I can't try to influence you too much.
I'm trying. Listen, I found out I love arugula. You know,
Yeah,
I would have never guessed.
You're on the right track to having more leafy greens. Do you take a multivitamin every day?
No, man.
You should try that.
No, I mean,
Because I don't think you're getting some of the stuff from the other types of food.
I get enough. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Do you
I'll
like? Could you have a green smoothie?
No, tried that too.
Okay.
Wife tried to talk me into it. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she was like, put this
Ooh.
thing in and it'll make it taste different. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And just couldn't do it.
I know you're gonna balk at this one, but you need some really good Brussels sprouts with balsamic and bacon. Man, perfectly like toasted up.
Oh my God.
And it's not gonna smell like nothing. It's not gonna smell like.
Oh my God. Getting watery in my eyes thinking about it. Oh my God. That's crazy.
What are we gonna do with this guy?
I'm just
What are we
gonna
gonna
die
do?
early, man. It's fine. I'm just gonna die young.
Well, you're almost out of that range. You might die medium.
Fuck, man. Don't say that.
You're dying medium.
Dying medium.
You're dying at a medium age.
That's what I put on my tombstone. He died medium.
Medium rare. How you like your steak?
Medium. I don't mind medium rare, but medium.
Okay, as long as it's not
I'll eat-
well done.
Fuck no. No, never. That's a hamburger. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't mind medium rare, and if it comes medium rare, I'll just be like, it's fine.
Who has the best fast food burger?
None of them. They all suck. I hate fast food. I actually do hate fast food. Crazy. It's crazy that the person
Well, I
in
mean,
front of you is
fast food's
saying
not
that.
good.
I don't like any of it.
Yeah.
I don't like Taco Bell is, I think, the worst shit in the world. I don't like any of it. If I can't go in and sit down, I don't want it. And also, you shouldn't either, because guess what? It's the same price now. You can go into
I know,
a restaurant
right?
and have a pretty decent meal for the same fucking money. You can go to any of these fast food joints and
Yeah.
get garbage.
If you go to Subway now and you get a foot long and chips and a drink, $20.
That's right.
$20.
So why not just go to fucking Applebee's or somewhere and eat for the same $20? It's not much better, but it's better.
Yeah.
It's got an environment. The food is slightly better, and it's the same money. And you get refills. You get to hang out. You're not in your car eating like a fucking sad sack of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no, you don't want to
know?
eat fast food in your car alone at
And it's
night.
the same amount of time, too,
Yeah.
by the way, because the lines are infinitely long now for some reason. I don't know why. But every fast food drive-thru I go to, my wife will be like, we got to get something to eat. Fuck.
What happened to the dollar menu?
Yeah.
What happened to the dollar
Happened to a
menu? We used to
affordable
be a
food, period.
country.
Yeah.
We used to be a nation that had the dollar menu.
It was,
When they changed it to the
It was-
value menu,
it was-
that's when it started going down.
you know,
Yeah.
it was a very crazy effective way to feed a lot of people at a lot of price points too. Like
Yeah.
people don't give, I will give McDonald's credit. They solved a real crisis with that dollar menu. Like food is very obtainable for a low price, but that's gone now.
Yeah.
You know,
a McChicken is $3 something.
you can walk around on the ground back in the 90s, find $1 if you're homeless, and go get food.
A whole meal.
Yeah.
Remember when Taco Bell had the $2 meal deals?
Yeah. Sure
Man,
do.
the beefy 5-layer burrito, chips and a drink for $2.
And those places
Bring it
also
back.
used to have personality. And now when you go to a new town where all the restaurants are built now,
I hate how those look.
they look the same. It's
They-
like white square building, white square building. Oh,
Right?
gray square building, white square building, white square building.
I was sad that they changed the IHOP down there by Park Plaza. It used to be like the
Yep.
cool vaulted like building, and now it's like this just ugly fast food generic looking
Yep.
design. It's awful. But the McDonald's right there looks like it's from the outer space. I don't know what's going on there. That is a weird one.
It's one of the more future. It's one of the. Well, it has a personality though.
Right.
That's all gone. Pizza Hut used to have the roof, white square building now. You know,
It's the homogenization
Yeah.
of our culture, man.
Moore's law, man. It's all
Yep.
fucking coming to zero. Yeah, they're all delivery now. They're gone. They're done. That's out.
Pizza
They're
Hut?
out here. Yeah, they're done.
I think Pizza Hut is one of my.
They fucked themselves over.
I would, if I'm gonna rank the fast food pizza chains, I probably would say Domino's #1 for me.
That's
Papa
most people, I think, these
John's,
days.
Maybe Papa John's. Pizza Hut's real down there for
They're
me.
they're at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, they do.
But
they do out Pizza. The
I
Hut.
even worked there, but when I worked there, everything came in. It was fresh as fuck. It was real too. It said 100% mozzarella, beef. Like the pepperoni was real. We made our own dough every fucking day. Trash cans of the shit. Big, giant mixing tub. Everything was handmade and done. It was the shit. And they had a fucking arcade. It was one of the dopest
Damn.
motherfucking places on earth. Friday night after a game, you walk in, you get your own pizza. You don't got to eat what dad eats because you can get your own. And we're hand making them fucking things. That was my second job ever at 15. I worked at a
And they had
Pizza
an
Hut.
arcade in there.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And it was the most cool spot. It was like going into a fucking mall, but it was its own thing. On a Friday night in a small town, the best fucking place you could be is at a Pizza Hut. And now
Playing
I wouldn't
Galaga.
light one on fucking fire.
Yeah.
To for any reason. Fuck this whole place. They should all go out of business.
Speaking of arcades, though, I went to the Professor Bowl arcade.
The new one that they just updated?
I don't
Didn't
know.
they just update Professor Bowl?
I'm pretty sure I had my 9th birthday party there. I don't think it's been
I don't think
updated.
we updated it. It just.
Yeah, I think people just didn't realize because I saw people posting on Twitter about it. Like, Professor Bowl had an arcade. We went there and played pool and played games and stuff. It was great. They have a lot of like those old classic games.
Yeah.
And you can play PS1 in there. You can play SNES, and it's $5, and you can rent it and play for an hour.
Uh-huh.
It's
We have
cool.
a couple of those popping up. The Retrocades are popping up
Yeah.
everywhere. Vortex.
It's like $10.
Uh-huh.
Play with it.
All day long.
What's your favorite retro console? Like, what was your
I mean, it's the NES.
NES?
I was alive when it came out. It was just like this cultural boom.
moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was young, and even I still remember that just like, whoa. And you'd go to your friend's house, and they had one. It'd blow your fucking mind apart. I think that's why I'm such a massive Mario. That's my game. I found the game. I like that. I'm very...
Yeah.
Oh, black T-shirts? Perfect. Black T-shirts, whole closet. Like, I'm very that guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
Wrangler
find your
pants
thing
fit well?
and you love it for your life.
Give me 10 pairs. Pizza's good, has all the things in it. Give me pizza. That's what I like.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
N64 was my first console, and oh man,
I will say I do
Love
have an
it.
affinity for the PS2 as well because the
Lots
PS2
of good
gave
games.
us that new era of gaming
Collection of games.
and cool borders, Jet Moto, all these. Well, now they look like triangles, but all these polygonal games were coming out in force just every other fucking week.
and it was a big step ahead.
Big
A
step.
massive step ahead. Full like real 3D.
Yep.
64-bit graphics on a lot of stuff, but even like PlayStation 2 was even far beyond that.
Yep.
And came out. Did PlayStation 2 come out basically the same time the N64 came out?
They were around each other.
And it was
right?
basically like N64 had, Mario and the games and
Yeah.
Zelda, a lot of games that people
Nintendo's and
wanted.
GoldenEye.
But then PlayStation had such better technology.
Yep.
And it was on discs and not cartridges.
That's Nintendo always, though. Even the Switch, as cool
Games
as it
over
is and portable it
technology.
is, the game is what sells the Switch.
Yeah.
Because it ain't out there playing fucking Dark Souls or whatever the fuck everyone's playing, you know? You're not gonna.
Elden Ring.
I mean, you can play it on there, but it's not going to be what it is on a PlayStation fucking 5,
No.
you know?
No, not even in the same ballpark.
Nowhere close.
Yeah.
Both great, completely separate reasons.
Yeah, they focus on the gameplay.
And I'm a non-gamer, but if I pick something up, it's always going to be a platformer and almost exclusively going to be a Mario game.
Yep.
I like also Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot Racing. Remember that one?
I never did the racing.
It's fun.
Was it Mario Kart? Never got into that.
Really?
Yeah. I just like platformers. Jump
Yeah.
around. That's it. Time. Don't die. Get the turtle. Throw him. Good.
Get the turtle, throw him.
Yeah. Good. Simple. Easy. I like that. Go.
I like that. Yeah, no, platformers are good. I'm a big gamer. I've been a big gamer my entire life.
What's your favorite, like the RPG stuff? That's what most people are into.
I mean, right now I'm in a big Counter-Strike kick. I've always been very, very into first-person shooter, like competitive first-person shooter games.
So online.
I like online games. I love Rocket League. It's a game where...
Is that the car where you play soccer?
Hell yeah. And I have over 1,000 hours in that game.
What the fuck?
I have over 1,000 hours in that game. I love that. But, I'm kind of gearing back towards getting into a little bit of the retro gaming and stuff and looking at getting some of my old consoles back. Like, I had a Dreamcast.
We're going to a
I love the
retro
Dreamcast.
gaming con this weekend.
Really?
Saturday.
That's
during
awesome.
the day.
Where is it?
If you have free time, you should go. Oh, no, it's all the way in Hot Springs. Yeah, you probably won't. Yeah. You're going to be a very busy.
I'll probably, I don't know if we'll practice on that day, but it'll be gearing up towards the show that night.
We have a table. We're going to sell some stuff and
Cool.
pass out some Crash Cast stickers. We're going to try to start doing events.
That'd be a good way to promote.
Yeah, you just show up, just hang out. I think it's more of just like the hangout, like getting to know people.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, you do that? Oh, that's
Community
interesting.
building.
Yep. That's what it is. Smart. See?
Subscribe to the Patreon.
Please.
Please.
Just picture of Kurt, single tier.
Please.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Put an empty bowl, yeah. Do some tiny kitten effects, out in the background.
Kittens will sell anything.
Everything. It's true. Just puppies, kittens, little tiny animals. Look at Baby Hippo. Remember he blew up the internet for a while. That Baby Hippo from that zoo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
the
half of
cutest
my
thing in the world.
Instagram feed is little cute animals. And I would have it no other way.
I do mine on purpose, where I only do like people doing good deeds. I'll only stop on those or animal videos. I'm so sick of
You gotta
watching.
train the algorithm.
Even then, it doesn't fucking care. The other day,
It's like, do you want to see a guy getting his head cut off?
Literally,
Like, no, I
literally,
don't.
it
Stop.
just happened. I watched a woman accidentally smash her arm off in a machine.
And they just show this to you with no warning.
That's it.
It just happens to you.
Oh,
Like on Twitter, that happens all the time where you go to the For You tab and it's like, here's a bar fight where someone's killed right in front of you. And it's like, that's so traumatic. Seeing a person die violently in front of you might have been like a once in a lifetime thing 30, 40 years ago. And now I have to see it every day.
Every day.
And it's
I
not
see
even
someone
against
die
my
every
will.
day.
And you wonder why we have anxiety and depression and like
and
all
we're all
these mental...
desensitized to fucked up shit. Yeah,
It's because, these algorithms, these companies, they push content that people view, and then people upload content like that's extreme, and people have to morbidly view it and look at it, and it pushes it to more people. It's awful.
It's awful. It stinks. Because you'll be like, oh, that puppy did a backflip? That's cute. Here's someone's arm getting ripped off by an alligator.
Or here's someone throwing
You
a
don't
bag
like
of puppies
that?
into
Yeah,
a river.
yeah.
And
Oh, I saw one yesterday. A woman threw a cat away. Actually, they caught it on Ring doorbell. And I'm like, that's what I needed. You know what I needed? I just watched this guy give this man $1,000. Cat in a garbage can.
Yeah.
That's the next video. That's what I needed to see. Thank you, Instagram. You're brilliant.
And I'm very much the person who, like, if I see something like that, it makes me viscerally react. Like, I get
it
mad,
gets
I get
ya.
angry.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I didn't want to feel like that. Maybe those feelings are only meant for my own life and things that are happening within my own life.
Absolutely.
Why should I have to feel the world's suffering because
We weren't
it
meant
makes
to,
someone a
man.
few cents?
I believe that we were never meant to see all this stuff.
No, we weren't. We weren't ever meant to have access to everyone
Because
all
now I feel
times.
bad for some guy in Japan that, I mean, it does suck. I don't wish it ill will on anyone.
It's bad, but I can't do anything
I
about
shouldn't
it.
have to be dealing with that.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have to deal with what I'm doing. Or if something happens to me and it gets caught on tape, same shit.
That's a lot of the reason why people think that, like, the world is worse off now than it has ever been.
Right.
And maybe in some ways it is, but we have access to seeing every bad
That's
thing.
right.
And there's a lot of money behind pushing that.
Well, there's also a new push from a few people. I don't know. We'll see how good it is. But the educational videos, where they're going to start push. You hear companies talk about where we're going to push this, where it's like, because a lot of mine is that too. Like, I'm huge in construction, so like, there's a guy building a roof.
How to do this? How to do that?
How-to videos.
I love those.
I would love to see a push where that's most, people. Oh, you're doing a thing. Oh, this guy in his band. That's dope as fuck. This. What? That's what it should be, right?
There's a way that we can redo the internet. The internet used to have a golden era from,
MySpace.
2005 to 2010, 11. But then when all these companies came in and, realized that user-made content is how they make all their money, then all of a sudden they're pushing user-made content that will get the most engagement, which is the most controversial content.
Yeah, it makes me crazy.
So let's do something controversial on this podcast.
Oh, shit. I could probably, like...
Well, what can we do?
Damn, what's controversial anymore? You want to smack me across the face with that champagne bottle? Just kill me on camera? That's views.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's like mad views.
Yeah,
But you're gonna.
But you won't do any more podcasts, though.
This is it. This is the last one.
I mean, as a season finale, like, wow.
Wow,
He died.
Unbelievable.
He died.
Never mind. I was thinking some dark shit just now. Never mind.
Don't think it.
Yeah.
These are coming from the bad parts of your brain.
I'm so I'm so desensitized to all that stuff. I don't feel it like you feel it.
Yeah.
I just see it and go, thanks. It's more like a.
It's because I'm a Libra.
Oh, her arm's flat now. Cool. Awesome.
What is bad for
What time is it?
What time
6?
is it?
I think
How
we're
long have
all
we
right.
been recording? 2 hours?
This is my favorite part. Yeah.
2.5 hours?
Time flies by, man.
Can I take a pee break?
Do whatever you want. We can wrap it up if you want to. It doesn't matter to me. I love
It's your
this
show,
stuff.
man.
I will talk all fucking day. There has to be a point because I will talk all fucking day.
That's why you're a good podcast host.
We've done where we do like 3 of these in a day where Kurt literally is bouncing down the other one while the next guest is walking in.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm just grabbing more alcohol.
All right. Well, okay. Ask me your final question. What was your final question?
I didn't really have a final question per se. It's just more of a, I guess it's good to see you.
It's good to see
I'm
you
glad
too.
you're doing well.
Likewise.
Thanks for coming on. It's cool that you got to see the old version. I like having past guests who were like in my bedroom to see the growth, because the next time you come back, I want this to be even more insane.
Yep.
Because this is like the baby. This is the thing I want to do the most of, because this has an infinite. As long as I can do this, we're good, and I can be in a wheelchair and do this.
Sure.
Like it would take a lot for me not to do this.
Right.
And it's just neat. So just thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime you're in town, or maybe if I'll actually be in California probably next year.
Yeah, if we can do a mobile episode,
that would be so sick.
Would be super fun.
I'm going to the Sequoia National Forest. It's where my dad's at, his ashes.
Nice.
So maybe we could do it from in there. It's only an hour from you.
Would be cool.
I could pick you up and we could go out there, because I'll be in my own car.
Yeah.
That would be sick, actually.
All right, you heard it here first. We're doing a In the Woods episode of Crashcast.
They don't. Have you been there yet?
Sequoia? That's not redwoods, right?
Yeah, well, there are redwoods in there, but they're sequoias. So they're redwoods the more north you go up.
I've been to the Redwood National Forest, but maybe not Sequoia.
Sequoias are the fatter ones. So redwoods are tall, sequoias are fat.
Yeah.
But they're just as equally unbelievable.
Let's go see them.
I have, and it is the most breathtaking, spectacular place I've ever been in my life. I would live there. If the world goes to shit, that's where I'm going.
You're going to the Sequoias.
The tree where my dad's at is 2,700 years old. The
That's
fucking
incredible.
thing's older than Jesus.
That's incredible.
So it's seen all the stuff, and
Yeah.
it's just in there hidden. We didn't even know they existed till like the 1800s. They weren't written about at all until the 1800s or something.
Isn't that wild?
It's so fucking mind-blowing. Somebody just walking up a mountain one day went, these trees are getting really big. Because it starts normal. Just pine trees, regular shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more you ascend, just
Bigger
they
and
turn
bigger
into
and bigger.
buildings. They are bigger than buildings.
It's surreal.
It's the coolest thing in the world. That, you know what? I'm fucking doing it. I'm holding myself accountable.
Okay, let's do
Next
it.
time I see you, we'll be in the Sequoia National Forest.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, bitch.
We'll talk about all the stuff that I did over the past year.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm really excited that you're actually playing music again. That part is exciting. Let me tell you that too. When you get your band going, that will be fun. Your hardcore band.
Hardcore band and
I was afraid.
everyone who's listening, I'm doing solo stuff under my own name.
And your solo shit.
It's Darby with 2 A's, DAARBY,
Okay.
because no one had taken that on anything.
That's actually kind of
But there was a
surprising.
bunch of Darbys on
Yeah.
Spotify, but no Darbys with 2 A's. So I put out 2 EPs, working on some more music for that. Doing a music video when I get back home for a new song for my solo stuff.
Shit, yeah.
Hardcore band's coming. New I Was Afraid stuff.
You're busy.
Busy bee.
Fuck
But
yeah.
it's good to be busy.
All right, well, we're on all the bullshit. Patreon, YouTube, that's probably our most...
Everywhere you listen to podcasts, listen
Uh-huh.
to Crashcast, subscribe to the Patreon, support your local people that are putting stuff on like this because it's important.
Thanks, Darby. And thank you for listening. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, no, it happens.